From the Pro Image Group of Companies, Pro Sport, in conjunction with the Victorian Football League, presents Pro Football.
Hello and welcome once again to more great VFL action in pro football. This week we're down at VFL Park, where Geelong has made the long trip up from Cardinia Park and North Melbourne have ventured from Arden Street for this all-important clash. Neither side can really make the five, but both would dearly love to finish off the season on a positive note. On a plus sign for both sides, firstly for North Melbourne, Phil Cracker came back into the side for today's game, whilst for the Cats, their sensational half-forward Gary Ablett was back and looking to produce a big game. Let's now go to the first quarter of that clash at VFL Park with our commentators Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards.
Sevens Big League, VFL Park. The game between Geelong and North Melbourne on a rain-drenched ground, but it doesn't look too bad. The first bounce wasn't that clever. Came across the side of the pack. No one can get it away. Harris being tackled, and a bounce will take place.
Well,
see Mossop down in the goal square, Peter by himself without opposition.
Neville Bruns hasn't got a player near him for 50 metres, Mossop for 40 metres. Is this modern football or what, Jack?
And Ablett for 15 metres. So the North Melbourne defence, I don't know where they are. It looks quite a strange situation down on the Geelong forward line.
I don't reckon they've got any idea who's picking up who.
Well, there's Mossop. There's not a player within 25 metres of Mossop. They all seem to be in the middle.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the football these days is coming to. When you don't pick up your man, you don't get shoulder to shoulder, stand on his toes, as we're going to have another bounce, and they're still standing there, the two Geelong players, with no one near them for 40 metres. Well,
I can't work it out.
I don't know. There's Couch getting it out to Cole, nevertheless, and it comes straight down towards Johnny Law. Law with a hand pass. That's holding the man.
Tackle too high.
Yeah, too high and holding the man on half-back flank. Is that Peter Jonas? Let's see. No, it's Tim Harrington, in fact, who was selected at full-back. And there was no one down in Geelong goal square area. The mark has been taken by Peter German in front of Steve Hocking, almost on centre wing. Peter German onto the left foot. He brings it towards half forward and ducking back. No mark to scratch a nil. It's kicked away out of defence by the Cats. Up they go. Was that a mark to Damien Drum? Yes, said the umpire. Although I did have a feeling the North Melbourne player might have touched that one first, but Drum is on half-back flank, and with the aid of a 15-metre penalty, he doesn't know where he's going to kick this. Now he's going to go for the long kick towards half-forward. Johnny Mossop from behind takes a good mark.
Too far out to score, 55 metres out from goal. That'll be changed now, a 15-metre penalty against Glendinning, bringing him back to within 45 metres of goal.
Well, I don't know what for. He didn't do anything. Well, that was a ridiculous 15 metres.
And the umpire gave 15 against Glendinning, so 45 out from goal. Mossop a chance, the first shot at goal for the day from John Mossop. He puts it on its way. It's going to, no, not quite get there, thump through, and mark could have been taken, I thought, by Harris, but he thumped the ball through for one behind. But still the first score of the day to Mossop and Geelong. Geelong one behind, North Melbourne no score as yet. Short pass from full-back, dangerous procedure. Dwyer couldn't handle the mark. The ball kicked up toward Glendinning on the wing position. He can hand pass to someone going through, but no, he elects to go back and take the kick in towards centre half forward. The pass was good, the mark wasn't. Our series hand pass comes to Ackley. Ackley gets it out. This is Norman going first. Spargo giving it up to Robertson. He's in trouble. The left foot by Robertson in toward the centre of the ground, and three Geelong supporters, and the ball taken and kicked out to Couch.
Hughes to Couch with a hand pass over to Michael Cole. A little left foot chip pass to Marty Christensen. He takes the ball, gets onto the left foot and brings it wide towards centre wing. Roy Ramsey. Oh, gee, the kicking so far has been poor. Ramsey with a hand pass to Hickey. Hickey under pressure, kicks to half forward, but puts it out on the full.
I'm pleased to report that Harrington went down to pick up Mossop. Now he's changed his mind. He's gone up to pick up Ablett. Mossop still hasn't got a partner. In fact, Ablett hasn't got anyone within 15 to 20 metres of him.
Well, David Dwyer is now back on Mossop.
Oh, is he? He's standing between Neil and Mossop.
Well, what I mean is he's in that vicinity, Jack. I can't work it out.
Oh, it is strange. No, Yates being tackled. Now it's Buse with the ball. His hand passed off that good. It's near the boundary line. We'll see the ball over the boundary line. And a throw-in taking place on the half-forward flank for Geelong. Very strange set-up the North Melbourne defence. In fact, you call it non-existent. Ablett still hasn't got an opponent. I can't get over it.
Ablett has not got an opponent, and Dwyer is now picking up the captain, number 9, Michael Turner. As we see a hurry kick comes down towards the half-wheeler. This is the strangest setup I have seen in years to start a league football match. There's Gary Ablett on screen now.
And not a play within 15, 20, and now Harrington comes
Now
back
Harrington's picked him up, but no one's been near him from the start of the game.
I think it's been total confusion raining down on the North Melbourne back line. Anyhow, Hickey got the hand or the thump away toward Arsiri, but a free kick will go the way of Robert Neal. Well, I'm pleased to say that as the ball's about to be brought forward, each Geelong forward seems to have an opponent. Ablett thought of a lead. Neal has the ball, 55 metres out from goal. Couldn't score from there. Mossop's lurking in the goal square. But Robert Neal's getting fairer too as he gets older. Maybe he's going grey. Mossop up high. Can't take the mark. It's thumped the turf. Taken by Schimmelbusch. Hand pass comes away. Taken by Arsiri. Arsiri's kick, not a good one, but he found Hickey. And Hickey takes a diving mark just short of the boundary line. This ground in fantastic nick after the conditions we've experienced over the last week. Bad pass. Comes straight up to Abusers. Having a very good... No, it's not Abuse at all. It's Couch who's taken this. I say Abuse is about to have another kick, but it's not. It's Couch. 4 possessions to Couch. He did very well against St Kilda the other week, Peter.
Yes, been in great form. There's Mossop flying for that mark. It hits the deck. In they go after it. And so far, let's hope the game improves. It's been very ordinary so far as we see more fumbling. There's a hurry kick by Ablett down towards the forward line. Charging after it is Michael Turner. He's got it in that forward pocket. A lovely hand pass to Whitcomb. Whitcomb with a quick kick at the goals has put it out on the full.
Not a good shot by Murray Whitcomb. Hand pass was good from Turner, but that was not bad play from Ablett either to get that ball away from that pack and get it goalward. So Geelong with 1 point on the board, lead North Melbourne. The time clock showing we've been playing in excess of 5.5 minutes of the first term on Sevens Big League. Dwyer kicks high towards the 50-metre mark where Mossop sets himself but can't take the mark. Schimmelbusch gets a kick away up toward German. He can't take the grab either. Robertson did the roving. The hand pass is good to Demetriou. Demetriou now looking for somewhere to go. No North Melbourne players home at half forward. He's going up to Phil Cracker, I think, eventually. No, he's gone for a hand pass to Jonas. Jonas gives it back to German. German caught of a short pass. He's caught from the back. Got a small kick toward goal. It's up and towards the square, but a mark taken by Terry Bright.
Yes, a nice mark by Terry Bright over the top of Phil Cracker. Great to see Phil Cracker back in the side for North over. They've got to get it to him more direct as we see the lovely mark taken there by David Ackley. A good hand pass to Andy Demetriou, who fires at goal. He's wide. And is it a mark? No, it's a touch through for 1 point. So the scoreboard here at VFL Park after 6.5 minutes of play is 1 behind apiece.
From fullback, Terry Bright looking down the member's side. Now the Leeds are going right, left and centre. He's kicking in toward the half-back zone where Yates was in there to try and take the mark but couldn't do so. Good roving there by German. Arsiri in trouble. Got the hand pass before he realised he was getting it. And a tug of war going on there through Christensen and Arsiri. And a bounce will take place 45 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. 1 point each on the scoreboard. Tapped down by Burke, taken and kicked by Cole out toward the half-back flank for Geelong. Well picked up too. Good piece of work by Yates. The hand pass comes away. And now we see the ball being put down by Whitcomb. Whitcomb carrying the ball to half forward. Gets a kick in toward the full forward zone. Turner's there. Ramsey couldn't hold it. Turner ran to his own teammate. Ducked the head. No free kick. A chance for Mossop. He lets it go for the rover. Picked up by Couch. The kick not good. Off target. Only 1 behind. But Geelong lead North Melbourne. 2 points to North Melbourne's 1 point. And we're getting toward the 8-minute mark of the first term. And Ramsey will bring the ball in from full-back.
There's the kick out wide to Glendinning, a diving attempt and a good mark taken by Ross to Glendinning, who hit form in the last match after a very ordinary year by Ross. And, that's unlike him. He's put it straight out of bounds on the full, and he's one of the best kicks in league football, I think you'd agree, Jack.
Yes, well, not under that time, Pete, he wasn't. He gone for a little short pass. Must have come off the side of the boot, and Bruns will take the free kick. So Bruns kicking in toward the half-forward zone. Mossop all by himself takes the mark. Within kicking distance now because the kick he had earlier from about 55 metres out landed just out from goal. So John Mossop a chance to score.
He's going to be a headache for them down there. They haven't got any height down there, Jack, to compete against Mossop and Burke.
No, we discussed that before the game. North Melbourne last line of defence looked a little bit short to me. So Mossop should kick this goal. It's a good kick. It's on its way. It's a goal kicked by John Mossop, 45 metres out. So the first goal for today at VFL Park on Sevens Big League. Geelong 1 to 8 points. North Melbourne 1 point.
Well, I think at this stage of his career after that knee operation, that's his best spot, John Mossop, to lurk around the goals. He is a great mark and a good kick, as Jack said. And they've got one of the best tap ruckmen in league football, Damien Burke. Now that he's come back from injury, they can afford to leave Mossop down there. He'll create a few headaches for opposition sides. At the moment, Johnny Law looks like a midget down there alongside Mossop.
Yes, he's lacking a bit of height there against Mossop. And it does appear, though, the North Melbourne backline seems to have stabilised a bit. Demetriou went in for the crumb but couldn't get it. Whitcomb couldn't get it out either. And we'll see a bounce taking place. Must admit, Pete, I was surprised to see the ground in as good a nick as it is. They had the mopper-soppers working prior to this game and prior to the reserves game, and they've certainly done a great job.
They've put a lot of sand on the ground, as you can see on screen. They're out in the centre, and that certainly made a big difference. We see Peter German on the left foot, hurries it down to Andrew Demetriou. A long hand pass to Ackley. He's caught. That could be holding the ball, yes. I don't know. That handball, he was under pressure as soon as he copped that handball, Jack.
Well, Demetriou had to kick it because the umpire called play on the mark that Demetriou took had been touched off the boot. Here he goes again, Demetriou to Ramsey. Short pass, good pass too. Up to, still hasn't covered much ground. It's taken by Fairley. He's been told to play on, which he hurries up toward Jonas, getting the front position. Got one hand to it, couldn't take the mark. Picked up by Hocking of Geelong, going across the ground. Well placed kick to rather dangerous practice, but Whitcomb playing well. Takes the ball at half back and goes short into Couch. Couch in the centre of VFL Park, looking for someone going by, but that didn't happen. He goes out wide, out toward Peter White, who takes the mark for Geelong on the logo on the outer side wing position. Playing on at a half forward, he kicked straight toward Glendinning, and Glendinning took the easy mark and played on quickly to give the ball out to Schimmelbusch.
Schimmelbusch, a hand pass over the top to Matthew Larkin, a clever dummy. He gives a hand pass out wide. This is Peter German coming up towards Cracker. It doesn't reach Cracker. It only goes to the half-forward line where Mark Boss intercepts and punches it over the line. But, well, so far it's been a very ordinary standard of football. We have only been playing 11 minutes, of course, but let's hope it improves because it's been a game of mistakes so far.
Boundary throw-in. 50 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. Jonas went the big thump over the back. The kick came off the boot of Voss. Didn't travel very far. Up to half forward it travels for North Melbourne. Whitcomb overruns it, then dived in quickly enough to gain possession. Can't do a lot with it. The umpire will bounce. Some 60 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. North Melbourne 1 point. Geelong 1 goal to 8 points. You're on Sevens Big League with the time clock. 11 and a half minutes into the first term at VFL Park.
Centre half forward for North Melbourne. They've looked a very ordinary side so far. There's Jonas trying to punch it away. Finally, a hand pass comes out towards Demetriou. He knocks it on to Terry Bright. Bright can't get his boot to ball. Forward it comes to closer to goal for North Melbourne. Malarkey picks it up. He's playing away from fullback today as he kicks it wide and finds Yates. Geelong certainly looking the better side at the moment. Yates had no one to give it to. Now he looks for Ablett. Ablett from behind. Was it a mark? Yes, said the umpire. It'll be 15 metres. On that occasion, definitely the free kick. The 15 metres was there. In fact, it's 30 metres he's been taken back. Yes, he copped a double 15 metres there as it comes up towards the pocket. No mark to Geelong. In goes Turner. The ball comes loose to Shimmer. And Wayne Schimmelbusch, the captain, with a hand pass to Harrington. Harrington with no one to give it to. Onto the left foot, he kicks it blindly. High, Damien Burke with the one hand. Over the back is Fairley. He can't pick it up. Now he does. Gets away easily from Malarkey. Onto the left foot, looking for Cracker. He gets bumped out of the way. McCann's there, knocks it over to Larkin. Matthew Larkin dummies, sidesteps. Oh, steadies, bang, a goal by Larkin. What's he done with it? I think it's a good goal. It is a brilliant bit of play by Matthew Larkin.
Yes, great football from Matt Larkin on that occasion. Had to sidestep on a couple of occasions, got himself balanced. The kick looked like it may have missed for a minute, but it did get through for a goal. So it was a good piece of work by Larkin. Well played. North Melbourne 7 points, Geelong 8 points. You're on Sevens Big League. Not a big crowd at VFL Park today.
I think this is the smallest crowd since you and I have been working together. It is the smallest crowd I can remember seeing here at VFL Park. I don't reckon it'd be 10,000, Jack.
No, I thought anyhow before the game, if they got 10,000 today, that they'd be very fortunate. But we'll see what happens. Now there's the ball in the centre of the ground. Who can get it out? Glendinning can't get it out. Got shot out to Hickey. A little bit of rough stuff down there with Robertson, but the umpire will bounce or throw the ball in the air. Which will he do? He will bounce. We're still within the square. Ball put up. Oh, Harris into the opposition. Yes, Harris saying it wasn't his fault, and Burke will take the free kick. Well, the big fella's not a bad kick.
He's a very, very good tap ruckman, Burke, and I think Harris is getting a bit frustrated at the centre bounce.
Mossop sets himself, thumped away. German's hand pass came to Schimmelbusch. He looks for Ackley. He's trying to make position. Ackley made a clever position too. Got the left foot working up towards half forward. No pace up there for North Melbourne. Boss gets after it. His hand pass intercepted by Phil Cracker. Very clever. Boss has to tap it out of bounds. Well done, Phil Cracker. And the boundary throw-in taking place.
To the North Melbourne crowd, love Phil Cracker, and it's fantastic today with the fact that Ablett is back in for Geelong and Phil Cracker, two of the superstars of football, back playing, and that's what we want.
Boundary thrown with Burke against Fairley. Burke got the tap down. It runs. Couch ducked the head. It's been picked up by Hocking, who brings it in toward the centre of the ground, and he found a teammate too. That hand pass came away to Marty Christensen from Yates, and now the ball has moved up to the half-forward zone. Ablett, too good. Took the mark, might get 15 his way. No, the umpire said not. He'll be looking for Mossop. He won't make the distance from about 70 metres out. So the lead is by Turner. Turner out in front of Dwyer and moved very well. Ablett told him to lead that way. That he's done. And we'll see the kick by Turner toward goal from 45 metres out.
I notice Ablett's playing a long way from the goals today. I think that's a definite ploy by John Devine. That was a magnificent kick. A long, low trajectory drop punt that travelled about 50 metres. Turner's been in great goal-kicking form in recent weeks. He stabs at that one and has put it through for another goal to the Cats. So Geelong, they move on to 2 goals, 2-14, leading North Melbourne 1 goal, 1-7.
On Sevens big league, 15 and a half minutes into the first term. On screen was Turner. Good play by Ablett. Nice piece of work there. He gave the directions as to where to lead to. Turner did that, and Ablett put the ball right in his chest. And a good goal. So Geelong looking a bit better than North Melbourne in the early stages of the game, nearly 16 minutes into the first term. Big Burke on screen, the ruckman against Harris. Harris got the tap down. Shark, though, been taken away by Drum. The hand pass comes into Neal. Neal shoots it back again. And Geelong not looking bad, Pete.
Oh, great pass there by Mark Yates to Ablett. Ablett, I think he'll have too much class for Harrington. I'd quickly get Glendinning onto him. I think, look at the booming kick, a long 60-metre kick. Mossop, no mark. In they go. A hand pass comes out to Dwyer. Dwyer with a right foot kick, a beautiful kick to German. Here come North Melbourne as Larkin gives it back to German. He's on centre wing. He waits for the bounce. He's got it. He hooks it back to half forward. Malarkey sets himself from behind. Couldn't take the mark. Robertson went in. Cracker who goes in against his opponent in Drum. Beautiful use of the body by Phil Cracker. Oh, magnificent play by Cracker over there to Hickey. Hickey wide, looking for McCann. McCann will get the bounce of the ball against Boss. McCann trying to stage for a free kick. Good umpiring. Hand pass back to Jonas. Far too slow to get rid of it.
Free kick to Jonas.
What's happened? Oh, gee. You ought to take a ticket in Tats tonight.
Peter Jonas with the shot at goal from 50 metres out. The tackle being too high, said the umpire, and Peter Jonas from that mark I've called will take the shot at goal or look for a short. I don't know whether he find any because fairly congested up there. Not much room in which to lead. Jonas will go the torpedo punt kick, which works around. Is it long enough, though? It's up to the goal square, thumped down toward Buse off the side of the boot a little bit toward the boundary line. Found Hocking, but he couldn't control it. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw-in taking place 55 metres out from North Melbourne's goal, and Peter Jonas will do the roving to the ruckman here, waiting down in front of the pack. McCann getting in front. No, tried to get the front berth, but couldn't do so. Oops, tackle by Hickey was good. The umpire said no, a bounce taking place 55 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. North Melbourne trail Geelong by 7 points. 14 playing 7 on Sevens Big League, 18 minutes into the first term.
Half-forward flank for North. Not playing all that well, North Melbourne, at the moment. There's a quick hand pass comes out to Demetrio. Demetrio to McCann, and McCann will mark this. He's marked 35 metres out from, well, not even that, 30 metres out from goal. Directly in front is McCann. There's yet to, well, it's his first kick coming up, as a matter of fact. And they could do with this goal because then they'd only be 1 point behind. They're not playing all that well. It's normally a good kick. Let's see what he does with this one. Very, very direct and deliberate. The goal umpire did not move at all. Lovely goal to Steve McCann. And the scores are a point the difference. Geelong 2-2-14. Lead North Melbourne 2 goals 1-13.
Stephen McCann named on the interchange bench too for North Melbourne, which is a bit of a blow to the pride, I would think, Peter. He's been one of North Melbourne's regular players over the last few seasons. And Stephen McCann might have to do a bit of thinking about his football future if he can't produce. At the centre bounce, the umpire about to put it down. 1 point between the teams. Geelong leading at VFL Park. Favoured Burke. He tried to get a hurried kick away. Didn't go very far. Demetriou comes in. So does Ablett. Neither take it. It's on the turf. Harrington can't get it. Oh, Ablett got there. Ducked the head too. Looked for the free kick, which wasn't forthcoming. Hand pass from Yates. Finds Ablett. He gathers. Tried to gather pace. Couldn't do much about it. Hickey goes the punch down. The ball comes to turf. A hand pass comes out. Geelong through Ablett now going forward. That hand pass was shot out by Buse. Mossop's there. Can't take it. It's within 15, 20 metres of goal, kicked off the ground by Bruns, and we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place in Geelong's forward pocket position. As we approach the 20-minute mark of the first term, it's 14 playing 13 in Geelong's favour.
Twice now too, as well as kicking a goal. Mossop's had his hands on 2 marks that he could possibly have taken with his great height and just hasn't quite held them. There's a kick by Bruns having a pot shot. I think he's just missed. Yes, he has, and through for 1 point. So Geelong, gee, that scoreboard's quick here at VFL Park. 2 goals, 3-15 for North Melbourne, 2 goals, 1-13. So 2 points the difference as the ball is brought back. The goal umpire had not finished waving the flags.
David Dwyer going very short, dangerous football. Mossop a chance, dumped away from Law. Law finds the boundary line. My word, that kick wouldn't have gone any more than 15 to 20 metres from the full. That was from the goals after the full-back kicked in. It's not the way to defend in my book, but anyhow, things have changed a bit. Mossop taps it down. Law tries to get it, can't do so. Demetriou taps it out, stopped by, that was Harrington got a little kick, but Couch took it up toward Turner. No opposition. Turner takes the mark. Dwyer didn't even get in position to spoil. And Turner takes the mark 20 metres out from goal. This will be a goal. Mickey Turner, as Peter said earlier, is in good goal kicking form. Has kicked 1, going for 2, and I would think would get it from 20 to 25 out. Didn't put the boot behind it, just popped it up, drifted it through. Geelong now after that goal by Turner. Turner's second goal, Geelong 3-3-21, North Melbourne 2-1-13. Well, that wasn't very good defence by North Melbourne, Pete, in my book.
Official crowd, 10,000, Jack, by the way.
Unofficial.
Well, that's unofficial, right. We'll get the official number later. He said it's approximately 10,000 at the moment, but Turner in great form. He could play another couple of years, I reckon, in that forward pocket. No longer a wingman. Lost a bit of that zip he used to have, but with his great experience and goal-kicking ability, he'll be a valuable player for a couple more years. Up towards half, well, that Geelong defence very strong. Hocking to Gary Malarkey, who, in my opinion, plays a lot better than when he's away from the goal square at this stage of his career. As we see, overrunning it is Demetriou. It's kicked away by Buse, straight over the line on centre wing.
Boundary throw-in the wing position, as Peter has told you. 21 playing 13. Geelong leading North Melbourne by 8 points. Just over 22 minutes of the first quarter gone. Harris got a tap to the back of the pack, but it does favour Geelong, but they can't do a great deal with it. And Whitcomb couldn't do anything with it, so the handball goes back to the umpire, who will bounce on the wing position. 21-13 in Geelong's favour. 22 and a half minutes in the first term. Seven's big league. Harris up before acceptance. He's got the ball down toward Larkin. He's having trouble controlling it. Arsiri tried to barge his way through. The hand pass goes out of bounds, and we'll see a boundary throw in once again. Still on the wing position on the members' side at VFL Park. 3-3 to 2-1. Boundary throw in. Big Burke against Harris. Burke tries to get Harris out with the hip. Tapped it down to Neil. That was a good bit of palming. Neil got a left foot kick toward Ablett. Can't take the mark. Glendenning running back into trouble. Put Dwyer in the hot seat. Short pass from Dwyer straight up to Larkin, who takes the mark and play on too. McCann leads. They're going to run the ball, I think. Larkin goes for a hand pass. Back to Fairley. Fairley 60 metres out from goal. Goes short to Jonas, who takes the mark 50 out from goal and should get it moving up toward McCann in the square. He goes very short. They haven't gained any more than about 3 metres.
Well, that hand pass before, Larkin was going towards goal and hand passed 10 metres backwards. They lost distance. And they've gained eventually about 20 metres and wasted about 2 minutes of valuable time. Well, I can't see good football in that. A shocking kick from Demetrio. The only thing was it was a magnificent mark by Phil Cracker. A brilliant mark by Cracker. Use of the body, got in front. A desperate attempt. He's on the wrong side of the ground. He wants to pass this, I reckon, Jack. Now he's going to kick it on the boomerang kick on the left foot.
What's his boomerang?
Oh, boy, he's put it through. What a kick by Phil Cracker with the boomerang. Well, what a chop goal after a great mark. 3-3-21 Geelong to North Melbourne 3-1-19.
Oh, I didn't know they were called a boomerang kick, Pete, but Geelong 3-3-21, as Peter told you, to 3-1-9. And a great shot at goal by Cracker, Phil Cracker, on screen now. And only 2 points between the teams. Back at the centre bounce. Oh, colourful character, Peter.
Well, Blair Campbell, many years ago for Richmond, invented that boomerang kick. So I think Sandy Roberts calls it check side, or you call it banana kick, whatever you like, as we see Bruns from the centre of the ground bring it towards... Oh, Ablett! What a mark by Gary Ablett.
Don't ever present yourself as Ablett or to Ablett as a ladder, because he'll take every advantage and he'll take steps to use. The kick by Ablett. His 7th possession, up toward goal. It's through for goal. Good shepherding by Mossop, kept Moore away from the ball. The ball ran through. They're all coming down to congratulate Mossop and Ablett on a fine piece of football here at VFL Park. But as I said, don't ever put your body in front of Ablett. He'll use it as a ladder and go up to meet God. Geelong 4-3-27, North Melbourne 3-1-19 on Sevens Big League.
Don't talk about me being a character, Jack, after that comment. Back to the centre, but Ablett, he is playing really well in this quarter. I don't know whether Tim Harrington's the man to play on Ablett. You've got to have a player. Tim's a good stopper, but he hasn't got the brilliance to go with Ablett. I'd whack Glendinning on him straight away as we see Bruns on the left foot. Wide, Schimmelbusch, Wayne Schimmelbusch, centre wing. A little chip pass again, very short North Melbourne today. Marcus Seary, a clever hand pass to Ackley. Ackley with a high ball. Up towards the forward line. There's Phil Cracker in front, tries to knock it on. Hocking's there. Onto the left foot goes Steve Hocking, straight to Ackley. Now, where's he playing today, Jack? I can't work out where he's playing. Ackley as
he's going backwards again with the pass to Hickey.
So brings it to half forward, but I don't know where he's playing, Ackley.
Short pass, good one to Hickey. Oh, by Hickey to Larkin, and only 25 metres out. The shot will be taken by Matthew Larkin.
Jack, I've never seen so much loose checking in a league game for weeks.
Or a lack of checking would be a better term.
Yeah.
There are only 2 people on Geelong's forward line. Only 2 as Larkin takes his shot at goal. In fact, there's only 4 people on the other side of the centre line. Larkin puts the ball on its way, and North Melbourne retaliate through Matthew Larkin. Larkin kicks his 2nd goal. North 4-1, Geelong 4-3 on Sevens Big League. Only 2 points between the teams. Yeah, there's only 4 people down at Geelong's forward line, Peter, and that was on the Geelong side of the centre line. All the others are up the field.
Well, they're definitely playing Ablett right up across the half-forward line, but with his great kicking ability, of course, he's still dangerous. He's nearly the best man on the ground at the moment, Ablett. It's not a great standard of game, I don't think, but luckily, as far as the spectators are concerned, the scores are very even. They're very evenly contesting sides. These, as we see, a Seary on the left foot, up towards half-forward, where the mark has been taken by Mark Boss, who's playing on McCann. Boss on the left foot, back towards the centre of the ground. Damien Burke goes up, has it fisted away. In goes Whitcomb, a good hard tackle. Yes. The umpire said it was a top tackle, that. And, of course, it'd have to be the captain of North Melbourne, Schimmer.
He's trying to play on now. The hand pass to Dwyer, got him himself into trouble. Back to Schimmelbusch. They've gone backwards again. Schimmelbusch hooks it out with a backhander. Comes up toward Glendinning, toward the half-forward zone. McCann can't take it. It's in there towards Demetriou. He can't get it out cleanly. Eventually was rushed out of the pack. Picked up by Larkin, was it? Or Jonas Sockers off the ground. Up toward the goal square. It travels. Fairley's there. So was Neil for Geelong. He got the ball moving out toward the half-forward zone, but Ackley can't get it. Nor can White. We'll see a boundary throw-in taking place 60 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. Only 2 points between the teams. We've gone over the 28-minute mark now of the first term on Sevens Big League. And Burke will do the ruck work against Fairley. Over the back came Jonas. In front was Drum. His hand pass comes out, and it's a chance for Hocking to get the ball moving to Couch. Couch thought of giving it to Neil. He does eventually let it go in that direction, but Neil had his back to him. Neil caught holding the ball. Should have been paid, and has been.
Yes, some good tackling going on now. Steve Hickey is a terrific tackler. He kicks wide. He had two men to kick it to. He gives it to Assyria. Assyria, beautiful hand pass to German. German straightens up. Into the open goal goes Peter German, and it's another one to North Melbourne. So North Melbourne move on to 5 goals, 1-31, leading Geelong 4-3, 27.
That was bad work by the Geelong players out on the wing position because Neil had his back to the hand pass, but it did eventuate. Should have been given it earlier, and eventually North Melbourne took it away through Arceri, who had actually 3 people to whom he could have kicked it, but he found one, and then German popped it through for a goal. It was a good piece of work. 31-27. North lead by 4 points as we are approaching quarter time. We've been playing in excess of 29 minutes now in the first term. Sevens big league from VFL Park, and the ball down with Burke. Tries to get it moving. The hand pass wasn't that long, but tapped out by Hickey. Up towards the half-forward zone. Malarkey's hand pass came away and taken by Couch. He's had a good first quarter. He moves the ball to half-forward. Dwyer does try to get Turner out of position, but Turner too experienced. Hawks now. Here's a shot at goal by Turner coming up, or is it towards Mossop? The siren sounds, but no mark will be allowed. No mark allowed by Mossop, and he can't take the shot as he would have liked. Quarter time scores being North Melbourne 5-1-31, Geelong 4-3-27 on Sevens big league. Sevens big league from VFL Park, the game between Geelong and North Melbourne. And as we start the second term, we see North Melbourne leading Geelong by 4 points. Harris got the tap from the centre, kicked out by Hickey toward the half-forward zone. Larkin a chance, he's in trouble though. Got away from the tackle very well, or did he? Now Ackley gets a kick moving in toward the full forward zone where Bright got a free kick against Phil Cracker there. Didn't quite see it myself, but
unbelievable, Jack, what you see. That 2 blokes fighting for the ball. The umpires plucked it out of thin air.
Ackley in front, can't take it. Burke had the drop on him. A chance for Drum with the ball very close to the boundary line. Now we see it over, and a boundary throw-in taking place on North Melbourne's half-forward flank. In the first term, North Melbourne kicked 5 goals, 1. Geelong kicked 4 goals, 3.
Right in front of us here, as we see the ruck work here. Burke against Harris, comes down to Drum. Drum off the side of the boot, and it lands in the hands of Andy Demetrio. Oh, that handball over to German. German onto the left foot. Now he looks for Cracker up in front. Oh, he went one hand. I wonder if he's still favouring that wrist that was broken, as it's forced through by Bright for behind to North Melbourne. North move on to 5-2 to Geelong 4-3. But after coming back with a broken wrist, you wouldn't be in a hurry to put that hand up, would you?
No, it'd have to be cleared by the doctors, Pete. Neil took the hand pass and got a hand pass working into Buse. Not a good kick though, really along the ground to Couch. He's looking for a hand pass back to Neil. Interception was by Hickey, who gave it to Larkin. He could give it to Ackley if he wishes. He may go into the goal square looking for a teammate. He puts it up high. The lead is there. The mark has been well taken too by Fairley, only 25 metres out from goal. Good piece of work by Larkin. I thought he may have hand passed over to Ackley.
Well, at least he went direct that time. North Melbourne have been fiddling around, going sideways and backwards, and they're making it hard. Cracker's led about 5 times in this match and been completely ignored because they've gone for that extra hand pass. On that occasion, Fairley in front of Malarkey, and he is a very good kick for goal. And Fairley slams it through for goal number 1 to Fairley. And North Melbourne move on to 6-2, leading Geelong 4-3.
Yes, Ian Fairley's first goal, so North Melbourne 6-2. On target, aren't they? That other point that they got in this term was rushed through. They had 5-1 up to quarter time. No one was forced through by the Geelong defenders. And now they have 6-2 to their credit. So Ian Fairley has 1 goal, as is Phil Cracker. 2 to Larkin, 1 to McCann and 1 to German. That's on the North Melbourne side. 2 kicked by Michael Turner, 1 by Ablett and 1 by Mossop for Geelong. At the centre bounce. Harris beaten by Burke. The ball tapped out. It was a good tap too by Yates, giving Geelong a chance through Buse to go forward. He goes up to the full forward position. The ball hits the turf and taken away by Ramsey. He pops a little pass around the corner to Schimmelbusch. Hand pass could have been effective to Ackley, but he's gone for the short foot pass, and it's too long. A good mark has been taken by Cole.
That was the difference in pace there that Cole got to that one. That was brilliant pace by Cole. Up towards the forward line, over the back of the pack. A chance for Ablett, who had a very, very good first quarter. Gary Ablett took a brilliant mark and kicked a long goal. There's Shimmer. He's always trying his heart out. Comes away from the half-back line and kicks it high. Larkin's there and Drum over the back. Now it's a hand pass by Burke over there to Cole. Cole with the high ball. It wasn't. It was from wide up to Turner, and Turner, was it a push out, Jack?
Well, the umpire
Yes,
said it
I
was.
think.
Mickey Turner.
He's not arguing.
No, he didn't argue too much. The free kick goes to Dwyer, who gave it out to Ramsey, who goes fairly short again. This fella's playing quite well for North Melbourne, Andrew Demetriou, and 15 metres his way.
He's a greatly improved player, Andy Demetriou.
Had a lot of trouble with his hamstrings lately. I saw him before the game getting some stretching exercises. Having trouble with his footing at present too.
And they're a rotten injury too to keep getting this. Johnny Law kicks into the man. Mossop was probably grabbed in without the ball. The umpire let that go. Andy Hughes, who's a very, very good little rover, runs to half forward. Now, what's he going to do? He's going for the hand pass over the top. That looks like Darren Morgan, who, oh, gee, a hand pass further afield comes to Demetriou, to Atkins, to Johnny Law. Gee, a lot of mistakes were made then.
He's having a very unusual game, Law. Yeah, Law's having a very unusual game. Normally a very sure player, but today he seems to have the fumbles. Nothing clean about his work at all. Anyhow, see how he goes. Here he is again. Oh, that wasn't much at all. Went straight up in the air. Jonas can't take the mark. Hickey gets it out to Harris. Demetriou gets the fumbles also. The ball toward the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place. Not the best football you'd ever see. And a boundary throw-in taking place on centre wing outer side. 38 playing 27. North Melbourne leading Geelong by 11 points. 5 minutes into the second term on Seven's big lead.
Burke. Oh,
Well done.
smothered beautifully by Ackerley. Good football. On the left foot, but unfortunately, it wasn't out in the full, I don't think. No, said the boundary umpire. It just bounced before the line. So it's on centre wing. Scoreboard shows North in front. Not by all that much. 6 goals to 38 to Geelong. 4-3, 27.
Ackerley got a hand pass away to Larkin. Larkin's left foot kick comes in towards Couch, and he takes the mark on the wing position. Plays on quickly too. Got it moving out to Cole. Cole goes for a kick to half forward, up towards Mossop, who's made good position and took the mark. Too tall down there. Johnny Mossop, 55 metres out from goal. Going short, not going for the shot at goal, looking for Ablett. Can't take it. It's on the turf, socket off by Harrington, lands just inside the boundary line. And we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place. About 55 out from the Geelong goal. I thought Ablett would have gone longer than that, but he went to the lead of Ablett.
Mossop, yeah.
Went to the lead
Well,
of Ablett.
actually, if it hadn't been a good kick, he would have marked it. It was a pretty ordinary kick, as we see Bruns with a high ball. Ablett in front, sets himself. Over the back was Turner. Also over the back is David Dwyer. He'll head for the boundary line. No, he loses the runner. That Turner, oh, clever use at Yates. In fact, clever use of the body. He hooks it back, and that was a top goal by Yates. Coming down from half-forward line, tapped it on, used the body beautifully and slammed it through. Mark Yates did for a lovely goal. So, scoreboard shows Geelong moving on to 5-3, 33, trailing North Melbourne by 5 points. They're on 6-2, 38.
Just watching that passage of play, which Yates did very well to score a goal, I was watching Glendenning, Peter. It seems to be a light of another day. Glendenning doesn't move at the ball as he used to. Doesn't seem to have any pace. He was well beaten by Yates. Harris beaten by Burke. The ball on the turf and kicked by German. Very high to the half-forward zone. It's a floater. Hard one to mark. In they come. Phil Cracker can't get it out. He backs back into there. Little kick off the ground by Jonas. Taken by Neil. Neil moving the ball from half back in toward the wing position where there's no one home. The ball lands in no man's land. It runs toward the wing. Oh, good shepherd by White. Demetriou was pushed away from the ball, but Larkin gives chase. Won't get there before the boundary umpire indicates a throw-in on the half-forward flank for Geelong on the outer side of the ground. Geelong 33, North Melbourne 38. 7.5 minutes into the second term.
Law doing the ruck work. Demetriou caught one in the back. Comes to Hickey. Hickey onto the left foot, hooking it back towards centre wing. Michael Cole couldn't take the mark. Hocking, a clever knock away to Paul Couch. Couch onto the left foot. Harrington comes out. Oh, he runs over the ball. Ablett just lurking behind, picks it up and says, thank you very much. I'll have a nice easy goal. And, well, a fumble and a goal to Ablett. He's kicked 2. So Geelong hit the front. 6-3, 39. Lead North Melbourne 6-2, 38.
Yes, the ball just didn't come up for him then. He ran straight over the top of it, and Ablett picked up the crumb and popped it through for a goal. You can't give Ablett chances like that, Peter. So the ball now back in the centre of the ground. The umpire about to put it down. 8.5 minutes have gone in the second term on Sevens Big League.
The funny thing was, Harrington did everything right. He was 5 metres in front of Ablett. He just couldn't control the football.
German can't do much with it. Norkin Burke, the umpire will bounce it in the centre square. In fact, still in the original position of the centre bounce. Put down again. Burke and Harris. Harris, big fist, clears the pack, goes out toward the wing position. Giving chase is Peter White. Gets the ball moving to Geelong's half-forward flank. Chance for Ramsey. Good shepherding by a teammate. Allows him to get a hand pass working to Larkin. Larkin in towards the centre of the ground. Oh, Dimitri went, but got a hand pass before he did. Back to Law. Back into the half-forward zone. No mark taken by Fairley. The ball thumped away by Malaki. Now it's run over to Bright. Terry Bright got the ball moving out toward the wing position on the members' side of the ground. Giving chases Morgans and Schimmelbusch. In there was Hickey. Wasn't a hand pass, but now Schimmelbusch has it. Gets a little kick around the wing toward the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place on the half-forward flank on the members' side of the ground, North Melbourne's end of the ground. Boundary throw-in, 60 metres out from goal. 1 point between the teams, with Geelong leading North Melbourne, and the time clock getting toward the 10-minute mark of the second term.
Damien Burke against Ian Fairley. Punched away by Jonas. Malaki's got it. Hooks it back. The only one there is David Ackley, who takes a nice easy mark on centre wing. And that's good play as he goes off and directs. Oh, well, in the end, he kicked it a bit too wide. There's Phil Cracker trying to control it. He's got it now, Phil Cracker, onto the right foot. He's kicked a floater. That's a hospital pass, that one, as it's punched away to Larkin. Larkin's got it. Gives it back to Demetrio. Demetrio wants to give it to another teammate, Ackley. Ackley over to Asiri. Asiri straightens up with a hand pass. He gives it to Fairley. Back it comes to Asiri. Oh, gee, on to Fairley. Fairley on the left foot. He's kicked it. Oh, they did everything possible to mess that up, North Melbourne. And eventually they get a goal through Ian Fairley for his second.
Well, I think there must have been. I didn't actually count them. If there weren't 12 hand passes in that passage of play, there'd have to be. Really, 12. Fairley didn't even know he was going to get that hand pass from Arsiri, and then eventually got it through. But the chain of hand passes, I don't know. Not my style of football. North Melbourne 7-2, 44. Geelong 6-3, 39. You're on Sevens Big League, and the ball put down by Burke, but taken away by German. German's kicked straight into the man in front of him, punched on by Bruns. A lot of mistakes being made out here today. Couch gets a hand pass out. Who can take this one away? Hocking. Hocking picks up for Geelong. He's caught, not enough pace to get away. The tackle against Yates was good, picked up by German. It comes back in toward the centre of the ground, and Peter White takes the mark for Geelong. He had thoughts of playing on too, but ran into the opposition, had to change his thinking. Now there's no one to give it to, so he goes out wide, looking for Bruns and finding him on the wing position out of side. He'll play on quickly, off the left foot, into the half-forward zone he'll go. Up they fly, the ball comes to Turk. Another chance for Buse. Andrew Buse picks up, breaks away from all and sundry, straightens up from 50 out. Will kick a goal from here. He's good enough with the boot. It's on its way. It's a goal. A good goal kicked by Andrew Buse. Got away from the opposition without really trying. It seems so easy. Geelong 7-3, 45. North Melbourne 7-2, 44 on Sevens Big League.
Well, that was a brilliant goal by Andy Buse. I think it was last year when he won the goal of the year on World of Sport, of course. A brilliant goal down at Geelong that we saw, where he left the ball behind and went back and got it. But that was just as good, that goal. That was a brilliant goal. I've marked it down to have a look on World of Sport tomorrow in the goal of the day segment, because that was brilliant play, although the North Melbourne pressure wasn't all that good, Jack.
No, it wasn't applied. Here he is again, the little fella Buse. Got a hand pass taken by Arsiri, gave it back to Ramsey. Ramsey goes out wide. The lead is by Fairley or Atkins. Atkins takes the mark. Plays on into the forward pocket, looking for McCann. McCann's up high, and the ball not paid. The mark not paid on the second grab. Hand pass comes to Burke. Hand pass came over to Burke, and the kick up toward the centre of the ground where Neil had the chance. Hand pass on that occasion was by Ackley. The kick by Schimmelbusch. Hand pass by German comes in toward Larkin. He gets the fumbles, pushing the back. Should have been paid, wasn't. The kick by German's mother. This is dreadful football. Picked up by Morgan. Morgan gets the ball into the half-back zone for Geelong. A chance now. It's been picked up by Norman. Spargo. Arsiri. McCann. They love a hand pass. Cracker's a chance. He might get another hand pass in a minute. He tried anyhow. Wright gets the fumble. Now he gets the hand pass working to Hocking.
Hocking with a long hand pass to Couch, who's been a very good player. Couch out wide. They've gone handball crazy today out here. As we see Bruns, he finally kicks the ball up to half forward to Turner. Great use of the body, Michael Turner. Could have received a free kick. No, said the umpire, as the kick is out on the full. It comes back towards Marty Christensen, who'll take this one on centre wing, and I've never seen so many handballs and mucking up of play. As we see, it comes towards a big fist away by Harrington. Morgan, oh gee, in they go after it. There's Yates diving on top of the ball. Yates playing again after his little altercations a few weeks back with Warwick Capper, we all saw on the TV up in Sydney.
Bounce taking place, half forward for Geelong, tapped out by Mossop, kicked by Bruns into the full forward zone. The chance here for Turner, and he's taken the mark against Dwyer. Bit too experienced for Dwyer.
He's beating David Dwyer, and he's beating him well.
Now he's going to take a shot for his third goal. There's Michael Turner, and from the position he's having the shot from, I would say would kick it. You can see the line of the square just behind Dwyer, so he's only about 15 to 20 metres out from where he'll kick. Dead in front. Geelong leading North before the kick by 1 point. Oh, that is a shocker. That is a dreadful kick. At goal by Michael Turner.
He slipped.
Something happened there because it wasn't a good shot at goal.
He took it too easily. He took about 2 paces, Jack. There, he's not happy about that. I was about to mark it down to a certain goal as we see the ball being brought in by John Law towards half-back. Hickey flies over the top, and that's a very, very good mark to Steve Hickey on half-back flank.
We'll be looking for Schimmelbusch down on the wing position. It's kicked in that direction. Schimmelbusch done the shepherding for Glendinning. He should have eaten that ball really to take the mark, but he didn't, and he spilled it, and we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place. He's nowhere near the Glendinning he was.
No, I don't know what's happened to Ross Glendinning. As we see on centre wing, McCann beaten by Burke. He's a good tap ruckman. It's grabbed by Morgan. Morgan on the right foot. Oh, there's loose men everywhere for Geelong. Damien Drum not being picked up. He's going to kick it long to Mossop. Mossop. Oh, up go the big hands. Couldn't take the mark, but here's a chance for Mike Turner. He's got it. He kicks it goal, and what's he's hit the post. So bad luck to the Geelong captain. 2 points in 2 minutes to Michael Turner, and the scores are Geelong 7-5-47, lead North Melbourne 7-2-44.
Law going out wide. He kicks straight to the opposition now. He's been marked out there on the outer side by Couch. Short passes on again, and Whitman takes the mark. So North Melbourne not defending too well out there, Peter.
8 kicks and 10 handballs to Paul Couch.
Yes, we saw him 2 weeks ago. He played very well against St Kilda, as I said earlier. And now this should be a goal. Murray Whitcomb with the ball well within the 15-metre line. He kicked from about 40. Kick on its way. He's put it up very high. His teammates applaud the effort. The umpire indicates it's a goal. So Geelong looking better than North Melbourne here in the second term after North did lead by a slender margin of 4 points at quarter time. Geelong now 8-5-53. North Melbourne 7-2-44 on Sevens Big League.
Yes, and as Jack said, I agree with you. Geelong look far the better side, and I think it's what you said before the game, Jack. You're a bit worried about that North Melbourne back line. Well, I'll tell you what, they're playing very, very loose checking football. There were loose men for Geelong everywhere on that forward line a moment ago. There's the ball smothered by big Damien Burke. That's a great effort by the big fella, and he went in and got it himself too. Now, there's Dwyer against Ablett. He's run down to the ground. The umpire said it was a free kick. I don't know. It's a bit lucky.
Yes, Ablett had seemed to have too much pace. He picked him up very quickly, and David Dwyer now with the free kick. Really in the centre of the ground, going out very wide. He puts it up high. There is a chance there for Atkins to get in, but the man in front was Christensen. Atkins picks up, gets the ball out of the pack toward a teammate. And now we see Arceri running the ball into the forward pocket. German got the fumbles. Couldn't take the mark. It's on the turf. He does the shepherding now, and the kick from Fairley is smothered.
He should have marked that ball, Peter German.
I thought so, yes, but he didn't. He got the fumbles, Pete. Geelong 8-5-53, North Melbourne 7-2-44, but North in attack 40 metres out from goal in the sunshine.
I don't think he was desperate enough, Peter German, for that mark. That would have been a certain goal and messed up a good bit of play by North, so brought it down the ground. It's on. I don't think John Kennedy would have been too happy. On half-forward flank for North Melbourne. Malarkey has ducked back to the goal square. No one on him for North Melbourne at all. as the ball is back on that half-forward line. A solid bump to Germany, tunnel-balled it, and in go the players still in that half-forward area, and the bounce will take place by umpire Saville.
Yeah, it's about 45 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. The bounce taking place. Burke doing the ruck work here against Fairley. The ball comes toward Atkins. Oh, it was dragged off the ball. He didn't have a German.
Oh.
The umpire now blows the whistle and said a free kick going Geelong's way. Now it's coming out of the pack. German doing the hand passing back, taken by Hocking. Stephen Hocking gets it out wide. It's all Geelong at present. Schimmelbusch got the hand into it to get the ball to turf. Can't be taken away, and the umpire will bounce once again. So Michael Cole was in there for Geelong, couldn't gain possession, and 50-odd metres out from North Melbourne's goal. The ball didn't rise very high. Morgan a chance to pick up, had the ball kicked out of his hands by Jonas. Little Buse went in, left the ball behind, taken by Ackley, who kicks into the forward pocket, and a lucky pass has found German. So German would be 30 to 35 metres out from goal. Will take this shot for North Melbourne, and North Melbourne need a goal. It's slipping away a bit. Geelong 8-5 to North Melbourne 7-2. German going for his first goal. I have him down as 1. His 10th kick, sorry. Here he is. Looks pretty good from here. The umpire said yes, it's a goal. So Peter German kicks his second goal with his 10th kick. And North Melbourne now only 3 points down. Geelong 8-5, North Melbourne 8-2, 53 playing 50, and the time clock approaching the 20-minute mark of the second term.
Well, that makes up for the mark he should have taken a couple of minutes ago, and would have been a certain goal probably too. But, well, there was a lucky quick kick by Ackley out of the pack. It landed in the hands of German. That was a beautiful drop punt, though. A very deliberate kick by Peter German as it back to the centre with the scores 53 plays 50. 3 points the difference. A very evenly matched two sides these are. We see Paul Couch there against Demetrio. Demetrio off the ground. Hickey, oh gee. Hoyles was the player who went in hard. It was kicked away, though, for Geelong by Couch. It's grabbed there by McCann to Glendinning. He's caught. Gets in the hand pass, back it comes to Hickey. He wouldn't know how to take a backward step. On the left foot, he gets it on. Malarkey is hooked around the head, and Malarkey will take this free kick at half-back flank.
Going with the torpedo punt, it worked very high. Goes up toward the wing position where Ablett set himself. The ball thumped down by McCann, taken by Schimmelbusch. And now Ackley got a hand pass to German, who shoots it back downfield to Larkin. Larkin goes a deliberate pass to Cracker. Can't take it. Series there. Tried to get around the tackle. Got one out to Jonas. Jonas should tap it on. Jonas looking for a teammate. Can't get it back to Phil Cracker cleanly. It's Cracker and Bright doing battle. Cracker with the ball in front of him. Still has the ball in front of him. Looking for a free kick, really. Got a hand pass back out to Ackley. Ackley has Couch take the ball away, and Couch gets it moving up to the centre of the ground where it's taken by Morgan. Given over to Drum. Drum goes for a hand pass back into Buse. Buse out from the centre of the ground. Going to the half-forward zone, and the mark to Ramsey. He plays on quickly. Drives to the half-forward zone. Finds German. German can hand pass. He'd thought of it. Had the ball taken away by Boss. Boss gets it out to Brunge. Brunge in trouble. Hand passes to Morgan. Morgan in trouble. Gets a hand pass to Drum. Drum looking up toward Mossop. That's where he should have gone. He goes in short returner. He's 55 metres out from goal. He moves it in toward Ablett. Ablett at the back. And a mark to Ablett over the back of Dwyer.
Good mark to Gary Ablett. Beautiful play, Turner. Great team play before that to get it to Turner. But Turner saw Ablett ducking back, kicked it long. Dwyer had no hope of getting back to that one. And Ablett ducked back and took a diving mark. But a very good mark because, you know, he had to take it as he was falling to the ground. 9 kicks to Ablett as he fires a goal. He is a great kick, and that's his 3rd goal. And Ablett, there he is, a very dangerous player, and they certainly need him in the side. As the scoreboard shows, Geelong have gone to the lead by 9 points. 9-5, 59 to North Melbourne 8-2, 50.
One thing Geelong are doing, Peter, from around their half-forward line, they're kicking the ball to North Melbourne. North Melbourne are messing around, trying to work the ball closer to goal. Geelong, it's kicking there
a little bit more direct.
Yes.
But I'm disappointed in North Melbourne today, Jack, for one reason. We watched the reserves and young Saggers, who is not being encouraged one iota at that club. He's been dropped out the side, and Jonas has been tried many, many times, has been put in the side. There's Fairley going down to the player I spoke about, Jonas. As we see, it's taken away. Should have marked that, Peter Jonas. It's taken away there by Hoyles. towards the half-back and Bright. Back it comes to Hoyles. He knocks it wide. Now here's a chance for North Melbourne as it comes out to Peter Jonas. He's too slow to get his boot. He went about 2 metres. That one, it's taken away by Hocking. Hocking comes away with the football on the left foot, and he finds Buse. But Geelong looking much the better team at the moment.
Buse going out wide, looking for Morgan. Schimmelbusch is there on the wing position out of sight. Bit of pace between these two, although Schimmer isn't as fast as he used to be. A chance for Cole. He leaves it for Buse. He's doing very well. Buse gets away now into the open territory and kicks in toward the centre of the ground. They fly high. The ball comes to turf. A chance for Atkins. Taken away by Bruns. Bruns getting the ball to half-forward zone. Ablett's there. Ablett too good for Dwyer. Ablett gets around, a hand pass into Drum. Drum going in toward the full forward zone. A beautiful pass. And Turner gets up, goes straight into goal. Puts it on its way. No messing around by Mickey Turner. And through it goes. So Turner, who should have kicked another goal earlier, now has 3. Michael Turner, 3 goals. Geelong looking good. 10-5, 65. North Melbourne 8-2, 50 on 7's big lead.
Well, strangely enough, Jack, I didn't like the way North Melbourne ran out in the ground today. I don't know if you saw them run through the banner. They looked slow. They didn't look keen. They looked disinterested. Well, they might get up and win this game, but at the moment they're playing very, very poor football. Geelong look far more deliberate, more determined, and much the better side. They've gone to a handy little lead, 10-5, 65 to North Melbourne, 8-2, 50.
Into mix up there in the centre. It was a North Melbourne free kick coming out of it. Drum was within the square when he shouldn't have been. Now Schimmelbusch taking the short pass from McCann, kicks high. North Melbourne lacking marking power down in the full forward zone. Hoyle's picking up, in trouble. Chance for North Melbourne. There could have been a free kick North Sway there as the ball got tunnelled out to Atkins, but now Larkin's turn on the boundary line. Keeps the ball in play. Be a good goal if he kicks this. He hasn't tried. He's gone for a short pass. It's in toward German. German won't get to it, and it's against German. The free kick being given to Marty Christensen down there, is it? In the back line.
I think he should have had a shot.
I thought he would have had a shot.
He had the open goal. Admittedly, he was from the very close to the boundary line, but he had an open go if he had a run in. There's the kick from Christensen towards half-back and Yates has taken a good juggling mark on that half-back flank area. He runs to the mark, realising he can't play on over the mark. He kicks it wide. Now, the lead has been made by Ablett. There's another mark. That's about kick number 11 coming up to Ablett.
The hickey on Ablett now, it appears.
Well, that's his third opponent. A hand pass over the top towards Michael Cole. Onto the left foot he goes. It drops short, but the mark has been... He's having a picnic. Paul Couch, is he in great form?
Yes, he's in great form too. Oh, not a good kick off the side of the boot, maybe out on the full. It has gone out on the full, so North Melbourne will take the free kick. We're over 1 minute into time on in the second term, and John Law now has the kick.
Jonas off, and coming on is Harris, and I'll repeat, I reckon they're crucified young Saggers to put him in the reserves and play Jonas.
There's the kick down toward the half-back zone for North Melbourne, or nearly wing position, and it's out of bounds, a boundary throw-in. So the throw-in taking place on the wing position members' side. North Melbourne trailing by 15 points to Geelong. 10-5, 65 to 8-2, 50. 15 scoring shots to 10, and Geelong leading. Comes to the front of the pack, tapped out. German looking to where he may go, sees a lead, finds Dwyer, who finds Larkin, who gets the fumbles into Fairley. Fairley not balanced, going in towards Harris or Phil Cracker. Harris can't take it, it's on the turf. A chance for Phil Cracker, he picks up, he's on the left foot, he swings it back in towards goal, runs it through for 1 behind only. So North Melbourne now trail by 14 points at the 27-minute mark of the second term. Asking a fair bit of Phil Cracker down there. There's Bright playing on from full-back, getting the ball moving out to Marty Christensen, who takes the mark and play on. He's got the whole VFL park in front of him. He elects to kick up to the centre of the ground.
Yeah, well, that's great football. Tremendous football by Christensen. A long kick up towards centre forward, and Drum, they might come away with a goal here. Drum to Couch. Couch with the short one. He's found Ablett, I think. Yes! Oh, Ablett's creating... And that all started with a long kick by Marty Christensen right up the centre of the ground. 8 marks to Gary Ablett, 10 kicks, and this could be, what, his 4th goal coming up. So it was a beautiful pass. I don't blame young Hickey for that. He had no hope as Couch stepped past that one to Ablett, and he's only, what, 25, 30 metres out directly in front. He's normally a great kick. He stabs at this one. The goal umpire doesn't have to move when Ablett's got the ball. He puts it through, and Geelong are looking really good. 11-5, 71. Geelong, North Melbourne 8-3, 51.
Yes, good piece of work by Christensen. Got the ball moving quickly and got it right up to the centre of the ground, and the pass was a gem to Ablett, who didn't make any mistakes after taking the mark. So 11-5 to 8-3, 16 shots to 11, 20 points between the teams on Sevens Big League from VFL Park. At this centre bounce, now umpires today are Paul Saville and John Russo. Favours Burke. He takes it cleanly. Got a big kick working too. He didn't have much time to get balanced there, but moved the ball quickly up to the half-forward zone. Taken by Harrington, who goes out wide. He does out toward the flank position. Picked up by Hoyles and given to Malarkey. Kicks very high. Christensen won't get to this one before it gets near the boundary line. He tried to keep it in play and did so. Did well too. Picks up nicely and now kicks again with a long kick up to the half-forward zone. Can't find a teammate though. Ramsey's there. His hand pass comes back to Dewey, who gives it back to Ramsey. Another chain of 4 hand passes that don't go anywhere. Kicked off the ground. Schimmelbusch takes it on half-back, still on half-back. Another hand pass comes into the centre of the ground to Law. Hand pass comes away from Law. Series hand pass goes out towards Atkins. He can't take possession. Drum got a hand pass away. Bruns picks up and one kick undoes all that work and sends the ball back to Geelong's half-forward zone. And the mark's been taken by Yates, who hand passes on. The chance for Morgan into the goal square. Mossop. Oh, what a great mark by Harrington.
The one-hander by Tim Harrington, a very, very good mark, because Mossop would have marked it otherwise. Out wide he goes to Ramsey. North Melbourne, they're trying to get some sort of teamwork going by handball, but it's not coming up as Asiri kicked that one to the half-back line just before the siren. And at half-time, a very good performance by Geelong. 11-5, 71. Geelong lead North Melbourne 8-3, 51.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores. Real footy gear, real footy at leading stores.
On Sevens Big League at VFL Park, we go into the second half of the game now between Geelong and North Melbourne. Geelong leading North Melbourne by 20 points, and Couch tried to take the ball after the bounce but couldn't succeed. Kicked out by Whitcomb, who seemed to have hurt himself there. Bruns doing battle there with Ramsey. Kicked by Ramsey, not a long one, toward Arsiri. Arsiri gets a small kick around the boundary line. In fact, it's over the boundary line now and out of bounds.
Jack, they've made a few positional changes down on that North Melbourne back line. Ackley is picking up Ablett. That's his 4th opponent for the game. John Law is picking up Turner, and they've put McCann to full back on Mossop. Well, that was obvious. They had to have a taller man down there, as we see Peter German on the right foot up towards half-forward. No mark to Geelong. In they go after it at half-forward. Hoyles with a hand pass, but the umpires found a free kick. It will go Geelong's way. I think it's Gary Malarkey. It is Gary Malarkey on screen at half-back flank. And now at centre half-back as he runs off, and a wobbly old punt kick goes straight in the hands of Larkin, who actually dropped it in the finish, but the umpire had paid the mark. He's been one of North Melbourne's better players, but I'll tell you what, they haven't had many.
Matthew Larkin from the centre of VFL Park going with a drop punt kick which covers the half-forward line. Flyer was Glendinning, who couldn't take the mark. Comes into a pack of players. A tackle there against German, it does appear. And we'll see a bounce taking place 55 metres out. Glendinning's at full forward. Now for North Melbourne, he certainly hadn't had a very good day. He's hardly had a touch. Ball put down 55 metres out from North Scold and thumped away by Burke toward Couch. Couch after it for Geelong, trapped it nicely. It's done well. His hand pass is telling too. It finds Morgan. Morgan from the wing position coming into the half-forward zone. Chance for Mossop, can't take the mark. Taken from their hands by Ackley. Ackley up to the half-forward zone for North Melbourne, but straight to the opposition, and Burke of Geelong takes the mark.
Damien Burke, a very, very good tap ruckman, and great to see him back in that Geelong side. He loiters round that half-back line there and is a very good overhead mark. It's towards half-forward now as players pounce. North already look a more determined side. Asiri was thrown off the ball. They should have got a free kick. There's Whitcomb getting it out wide to Marty Christensen, who straightens up, and it's kicked like a back man. He's put it straight out of bounds on the full, and that was a shocking kick to an open goal.
Yes, it wasn't a very good shot for goal at all. The kick by Law, who hasn't had a good day. Up toward Ablett, flew one-handed, taken by Larkin, given over to Dimitri, who's been one of North Melbourne's good players. He goes to German. German on the wing position, looking for somewhere to go. Not many leads, but Ackley's in the middle by himself. He's found him eventually. Ackley takes the ball, but looking into the half-forward zone. Atkins, no. Phil Cracker. Phil Cracker takes the mark. Had a chance to play on, but Hoyle's claimed him. Now Cracker's going back to take a kick. He's gone for a lead to go, gone for a pass to Glendenning. The lead was good. And the mark taken by Glendenning, well within kicking distance for Glendenning.
Well, they had to do something about
How
that
many
forward
kicks
line.
has he had? It's his 5th kick for the day. We've played half a game of football, so
Well, they
not a good
had
day.
to do something, Jack, didn't they? They had to try something up forward because it wasn't working. A great pass that was by Phil Cracker. Glendenning, a magnificent drop punt as he splits the centre, and maybe that'll spark North to come back as North Melbourne move on to 9-3-57, trailing Geelong 11-5-71.
Yes, North Melbourne had a very indifferent first half. They had nearly as many hand passes as they had kicks. All they wanted seemingly to do was to handball the thing away and not kick it. In that stage, Peter, they did use the ball off the boot.
In fact, Jack, they had 86 hand passes and 94 kicks. Now, that is unheard of, that you nearly have as many hand passes as kicks. 86, so if you doubled that, you can see how many they'd have for the day. But I'm sure that they would have been instructed at half-time to kick the ball.
Right, Harris ready to pounce at this bounce. Didn't get much opportunity. Burke has it down to Buse. Buse couldn't do much with it. Arsiri gets it out to Dwyer. Dwyer's kick comes round toward Larkin. Larkin, good bit of body work there. Well done, Matthew Larkin. The hand pass comes up towards Dimitri, who goes into the half-forward zone. The lead is in there to Glendenning. He's caught. Got the boot to it, but not before he was just caught, and the kick off target. So Glendenning, had he been able to break away, would have got that goal. But a good tackle, put him off balance, and the kick goes astray.
Well, maybe Ross will get a bit of form back at full forward because he's certainly been down in confidence and form this year. As we see Terry Bright on screen bring it towards the half-back line. Damien Burke is the flyer. No mark. Grabbed by Darren Morgan off the pack. He breaks away and brings it towards the centre wing area. It's a nice mark. He's tried very, very hard from the start of the game, Steve Hickey, as he always does. It could be 15 metres, is it? Now, what's the umpire going to do?
Well, he wasn't in front. He wasn't behind his mark when he let the hand pass go. It appears that Drum has hurt his right thigh. He wasn't behind his mark when he hand passed on to Larkin, so the umpires recalled the ball. Glendenning. Now, here's a chance for North Melbourne to get back in the game. It's within kicking distance because that's the 50-metre mark you see there, the red line. So he'll kick from within that.
Well, I don't think it'll worry Glendenning. He could be a bit further out, in fact, but he's the one they want firing to really spark them off. He's kicked one this quarter. He goes for the drop punt. It's a very high one. It floats away and through for one behind. So at least North looked a far better disciplined and determined side in this quarter, because in the first half they were terrible. 11-5-71 Geelong. North Melbourne 9-4-58, but they're looking the better side in this quarter as the kick comes out to Marty Christensen on half-back flank.
Traps it nicely without opposition and gets it moving down around the flank toward Ablett. Ball over the boundary line on centre wing, so that boundary throw will take place. Ackley asking a free kick was off the boot.
He's asking the wrong bloke.
Yes.
He's asking the field umpire.
Well, I suppose he had to. That's the fella who gives the decision, but the boundary umpire didn't indicate it. So tapped down now. Ablett met heavily. Arsiri hand passes to Ackley. Ackley hooks it back in toward the half-forward zone at a North Melbourne mark, taken by Fairley. So he can play on if he wishes. He does now with a hand pass to Harris. The lead is by Glendenning. Not a good pass, though. Nearly underground. It's gone. Glendenning caught in possession. Appeals for the free kick. It's with Dwyer. Funny-looking hand pass back to Harris. The kick goes high off the boot of Harris. It's close toward the goal, but only one behind. So North Melbourne do look a bit better in this term, Pete. I must agree with you. 9-5-59 to 11-5-71. Well, 2 goals between them.
Well, they ran out today, even before the start of the game, as Hoyles brings it away from full-back. They looked like they're going to a Sunday school picnic when they ran out in the ground, but this half they look entirely different as we see Damien Burke take that mark on half-back flank. It would have been a free kick for holding anyway as he brings it towards centre wing. Ackley from behind goes the punch. In they go. It's punched away by Drum to Ablett. Ablett, a very good player in the first half where he kicked 4 goals. Up in the air, Johnny Law. Could have been good play, Larkin. Larkin did the talking then, and Law took the mark over to Roy Ramsey. Ramsey had no one to give it to, so he goes for a little chip pass across there to David Dwyer. David Dwyer back to Roy Ramsey. Ramsey towards half forward. Phil Cracker looking much better out away from goal with plenty of space. He kicks wide. He kicks to German. German half forward flank. Goes for the chip pass across, and he'll find his teammate there in John Law.
A long way up the ground. Law normally playing on the half-back line. Now he's on the half-forward zone, 55 metres out from goal. Kicks into the man on the mark. The ball comes to turf. A chance for German again. He was well tackled. Lost possession. Law goes in. He got a hand pass back out, taken by Ramsey. Ramsey's short pass was a good pass, but Bush couldn't accept it. And Siri sees the ball over the boundary line. It's in North Melbourne's forward pocket. North Melbourne trailing by 2 goals to Geelong. 8 1/4 minutes into the third term as Glendinning does the ruck work with Fairley and Burke. It's with Fairley the shot toward goal, but that doesn't carry anywhere. And wasn't a mark to Boss. The ball must have been touched. Bush doing the work. Can't do much with it. Not good football. It's with Atkins. The ball still in play. And now the whistle sounds, and it's going to be a bounce.
Well, Geelong are finding it very, very difficult to get it over the centre line. They've got good forwards down there in Mossop and Ablett and also Turner, but they can't get it there.
Geelong haven't scored anything in this term. North Melbourne have kicked 1 goal too.
Well, as I said, North have had all the play. We've been going 9 minutes into this third quarter. North looking far more disciplined and a far better side than Geelong in this quarter, but
I think that 1 goal too was kicked by the man on screen.
Yes, Glendinning playing a full forward. As we see, he's going to do the ruck work now against Damien Burke. As I've said from the start of the game, Burke is a very good tap ruckman. There's Peter German having a pot shot at the goals, but off the side of the boot, and he puts it out on the full.
Free kick will be taken from that back pocket position by Geelong. Good-looking kick down the flank. Who's going to take this one? Oh, that was a good mark to Harris. Got to climb over the top of Burke. Player with a bright future. Harris. Very high kick, a floater. Glendinning up high. Yes, Glendinning takes the mark. He looks a different player since half-time break.
I'm sure that John Kennedy would have said something to him at half-time because his first half was pretty terrible. I think
yes,
he'd agree.
But he's been a great player for a long time. He shouldn't have to be telling him when he should play and when he shouldn't play.
I agree, but I think they all get treated the same. Jack Glendinning looking terrific now at full forward. He's kicked 1 goal too this quarter. He stabs at this one. No doubt about it. 2 goals too to Ross Glendinning in this quarter, and that certainly has improved North Melbourne. They've moved on to 10-5, 65 to Geelong, 11-5, 71.
Now, Ross Glendinning on screen has had as many or more possessions in this third term than what he had in the first half. And we've only been playing 10 minutes, 10 and a half minutes, so certainly something stirred him up a bit.
Well, there he is. He is a very talented player, the Brownlow medalist, and it will really lift his teammates if he can keep performing like that. As the bounce of the ball sees Damien Burke duck back, drops the ball. In goes Robertson over there towards Demetrio. Demetrio high one. Malarkey punches the ball away. Could he have...
Might have been touched.
Yes, could have been touched as we see Dwyer firing into the open goal. Assyria is there, can't get there, and the ball beats him through or one behind. You wouldn't believe this is the same side. Geelong have stopped dead. North Melbourne are firing at the moment on all cylinders. 10-6, 66 North to Geelong, 11-5, 71, so 5 points the difference.
Yes, North have kicked 2-2 by Glendinning in his third term. Geelong have not scored. In fact, they've hardly been over the half-forward zone. Fairly trying to get the ball out away from that 50-metre line. Malarkey's little kick came away from there. Marty Christensen got out of trouble nicely, then got himself into bother. Picked up by Demetriou, who's played well, as I've said before. Harris goes long. It's a big kick too. Glendinning's got the drop if he's good enough, and he's good enough. Oh, word he is. 20 metres out. This will be another goal to North Melbourne.
He's too good for Mark Boss. Far too good for Mark Boss. I'd make a switch quick, Mark, because he is killing Mark Boss down there at full forward. That was a clever mark. And Boss was caught underneath the ball, looked back in desperation and knew he was gone, as we see Glendinning kicking for his third, and he slams it through. Wow. 3 goals to Ross Glendinning in this third quarter, and North Melbourne hit the front by a point. 11-6, 72 North to Geelong, 11-5, 71.
Well, that's a strange thing. In the first 12 minutes of this game, the things changed completely. We might see a change down there now.
Yates has gone there.
Yates has gone down to try and curb the brilliance of Glendinning. Now, if I wouldn't have even guessed that at half-time, that I would have been saying that in the third term to curb the brilliance of Glendinning, because I was saying how poorly he was playing in the first half. And now we've seen the transformation. Back in the centre at VFL Park, Sevens Big League. North Melbourne 1 point in front of Geelong. Up they go, the ball tapped down by Burke. Our series left foot kick comes to the half-forward zone, but it's all Geelong. Malarkey plays on quickly. I think the ball may have been touched off the boot. The ball can't be taken by Drum. His hand pass ineffective. Atkins gets a hand pass. Demetriou gets it to our series. Not a good one. Malarkey comes through, taken by Demetriou. Little kick out of the pack, giving North Melbourne a chance now to move it through fairly. Now our series, now Larkin. Larkin off the boundary line just about, straightens up. Ball shoots it, goal. That's a lovely goal. North Melbourne's hand passing working in this third term, where it didn't in the first half. That was the third goal kicked by Matthew Larkin. It's in this third quarter of football at VFL Park on Sevens Big League. It's been all North Melbourne, and Geelong led by 20 points at half-time. And now we see North Melbourne 7 points in front after 13 and a half minutes of football.
Yes, and it's been a brilliant quarter so far by North Melbourne. They've kicked in this quarter 4 goals, and 4 good goals, in fact. 4 goals, 3. In fact, they have kicked. Larkin has been a good player from the start of the game, one of their better players. Well, Geelong have stopped dead. They haven't scored, and they haven't even got it down. Here they go again. Bill Cracker out wide. He waits for the ball. He's got it. A beautiful hand pass across to Atkins. Atkins hooks it back. Glendinning's there. Punched away brilliantly by Yates. Glendinning picks up from the boundary line. He hooks it back. Don't tell me. Oh, boy, what a goal that was. Ross Glendinning's kicked his 4th goal for the quarter. A magnificent stop from the boundary. Bill Cracker comes in to let him know what a great goal, and that man there has helped turn the game.
4 goals in 14 minutes to Ross Glendinning in this the third term. He'd hardly had a touch. I can't help saying that in the first half. I was disappointed that he wasn't giving North anything in this game. North looked more than second-rate in that first half of football. And now in 14 minutes of football, Glendinning has kicked 4 goals and changed the entire scene. North haven't won the game, of course, as yet. A fair way to go. Tapped down by Harris, kicked off by Bruns. Neil gets run over by Law. A little bit more fire in the game now from the North Melbourne viewpoint. Socket off the ground there. Up it went to the half-forward zone, or nearly still on the wing position, I would say. I think that was Robertson socket off the ground. He and Hickey looking a bit alike with their socks down and looked rather untidy. But now the ball being thrown in on the wing position.
Well, you can never write off North Melbourne. We've seen them many times over the last couple of years, and they've been down and they just fight like heck. That's why their first half was just so uncharacteristic of them.
Well done.
Oh, gee, there's Atkins over there to Schimmel. Schimmelbusch, smothered that hand pass. In goes Scratch-Neil, who hasn't had the greatest of days. A short ball. Over there to Drum, back to Neil. A hand pass over the top finds little Neville Bruns. Bruns from centre wing, smothered there by Darren Harris, and they're far more desperate. I think you'd agree, Jack. They look a different side. They really want to win this game.
You wouldn't know it's the same side, Pete, except they've still got the same jumpers on. They look entirely different. Boundary throw in. Mossop had a bit of wrestle there, taken by Boss, given out now, and it looks like Couch got the ball moving up toward the half-forward zone for Geelong. First time they've been this far, I would think, in this third term. They'll go further. No, Drub's hand pass is intercepted. Runs a chance, but so is Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch picking up, hand passing to Ackley. Ackley in trouble now. He thought of a hand pass. He's run into trouble a lot. Picked up by Fairley. He's in bother. Gets it back out to Schimmelbusch. He goes high up toward the half-forward zone, and the mark has been taken down there by Hickey. Hickey, rather tough-looking character. His kick, not a good one, was smothered off the boot. Picked up by Hocking, the hand pass not good. German gets it for North Melbourne. Up to the half-forward zone it travels. Another chance for North Melbourne. Arsiri on the left foot, puts it through. It's a goal. North Melbourne in this third term, they have been transformed into something other than the side that played the first half. North Melbourne, 14 goals, 6, 90 points. Geelong, 11-5, 71 on Sevens Big League.
And that was little Mark Arsiri. Well, he's been a fairly good player today. Had many handballs in the first half. 15 hand passes he's had for the game. A lot of them were indiscriminate ones in the first half, but North Melbourne are playing champagne football.
I saw Turner, the Geelong skipper, giving some instruction from the half-back position. I don't think we can do much about it yet. Now, naturally, things will change. Here's Cracker coming on the scene. Can't pick up the kick. Not a good one out toward the half-back flank. Dwyer after it with Couch. Can't take it yet. Dwyer dives in. Can't get it. He dives again. Dwyer fighting for possession but can't gain it. That kick by Malaki nearly found the boundary line, but Dwyer kept the ball in play and he keeps it on North's half-forward flank. North Melbourne for the term have added 6 goals, 3. Geelong have not scored.
Malaki ducks back towards the half-back line and he scores. There's panic as he ran it over the line. And I think North Melbourne are starting to one-hand pass and kick the ball down to Glendinning, and that's made a big difference. Instead of fiddling around going sideways and backwards as they did in the first half, and now they're starting to reap the benefits.
Boundary throw in with Mossop and Yates now getting the tap down to Bruns. Bruns moves it high toward the half-back zone. They fly high, no one takes the mark. Couch doing well, his hand pass comes out. And Whitcomb moves it off the wing position into Turner. Turner can't take it. Ackley's there. Ackley picks up for North Melbourne, takes the pressure off. Back he goes to Hickey. Hickey looking for somewhere to go. Was in 2 minds as to what to do. He moves it in after his 14th kick, finds Fairley. Can't take the mark, but has been paid the free kick. Fairley plays on to Little Arseer. He's too small in that position, and the mark has been taken by Hoyles.
Johnny Hoyles, the son of the former Footscray fullback, under a lot of pressure this quarter. Over to what's Turner doing up there? Maybe he's been shifted, too slow to get rid of it. Finally gets in the kick under pressure though. That's the tackling of North now as Hickey gets it wide to Fairley. Fairley the chip pass across. He found Phil Cracker. Phil Cracker with a hand pass over the top to German. Back it comes off. Phil Cracker knocks it back brilliantly to Fairley. Back to Harris. They're fiddling around again, North, but Harris has got it. He goes for the chip pass. And it is, touched over the line and a throw-in. But they fiddled around a bit there.
Yes,
the Syrian Phil Cracker collided on one occasion there, which might have cost him a goal.
19 minutes gone, the third term. Mossop and Glendinning do the ruck work. Atkins has a snap toward goal. Oh, now they're kicking him from anywhere. Atkins snap going through for North Melbourne. 15 goals, 6, 96. Geelong 11-5, 71 on the big lead.
Brilliant goal by Graham Atkins, who has been unsighted today. I think you'd agree, Jack, when he has been on the ground. He's had 3 kicks, in fact, but they cannot do it. It's amazing when a side gets a run on, they can kick the miraculous goals. We've seen Glendinning kick one, we saw Atkins kick one there, and they've had a brilliant quarter. 7 goals, 3, in fact, they've kicked in this quarter, and Geelong haven't even scored.
No, they have not. Law comes through, gives it to Atkins. That was a fluke pass, 2. Comes out toward the half-forward flank. North a chance now. It's with Arseeri after a little hand pass from Fairley. Glendinning on the scene. His hand pass, not a good one. Finds Phil Cracker. He gets out of trouble. Left foot shot at goal. Don't tell me. It's gone through too. Well, look, as I said before, they're kicking him from anywhere. There is a term you can use, but I can't use it here. North Melbourne 16-6, 102. Geelong 11-5, 71 on 7's big lead.
Well, Jack, you should have used the term. We all know that's class.
You know what, Peter? North Melbourne, in this term, in 20 minutes of football, have equalled what they kicked in the first half. They kicked 8 goals, 3. At half-time, they kicked 8 goals, 3 in 20 minutes of the third term.
You wouldn't believe the transformation over this game as Geelong don't look as though they're going to get into attack, because here comes Larkin. Larkin brings it back to Phil Cracker. Cracker in front. They're all going in desperately, North Melbourne. Hocking takes it away. Now let's see what Geelong can do to stem the tide. He kicks wide to Bruns. Bruns out in front of Ramsey. Look at the pressure being put on by Ramsey. They didn't do this in the first half. Oh, Ramsey knocks it away to Hickey. Oh, brilliant football, North Melbourne. Up towards German. German hotly pressed by Boss, and over the line it goes. But this has been magnificent football.
Geelong have not crossed their half-forward line more than once in this third term. North Melbourne, 21 and a half minutes into the third term, of 16-6 to 11-5. Now, Geelong, can they bring it forward? There's a chance. Couch kicks high into the half-forward zone. Underneath it is Harris. Harris gathers a bit of pace, kicks back to the half-forward zone. The chance now for Bossy, can't take the mark, the ball out of bounds in North Melbourne's half-forward flank position, some 55 to 60 metres out from goal.
The guys I feel sorry for are Ablett and the resting ruckman, Burke and Mossop when they're down there. They haven't... Poor old Ablett is having a brilliant day. Kicked 4 goals, has not seen the ball in this quarter, as we see Hughes hooked off the ball. Back it comes to Boss. Boss has got it in the packs, gets it to Mossop. Mossop tries to get it to Turner. Turner's had to move up the ground to get a kick because he was being starved down there and he was having a good day. He looks for Ablett. Oh, coming across in front of him. Christensen got in the way of Ablett there, who had a mark lined up. Oh, round the neck, the cracker. The umpire just ignored that. Well done, umpire. Hand pass. Comes straight back to Mossop. Mossop kicks it wide. Turner from behind. Harrington can't take it, and Harrington over the top takes an easy mark.
Looking for a short pass into the half-forward zone it travels, and North Melbourne now will move the ball through Schimmelbusch from their half-forward flank. He hooks it back around the corner. A clever kick finds Arseeri. Arseeri plays on. He runs away from Neil. He has another go. He's put it through again. Another North Melbourne goal. In the third term, North Melbourne are really on fire. Arseeri's kicked another one off the boundary line. 17 goals, 6, 108. Geelong 11-5, 71, and I don't really believe that I'm seeing this, Peter, because at half-time you and I were saying how disgusted we were with the performance of North Melbourne, and now look what they've done.
Well, this is modern-day football, Jack. We've seen this time and time again this year where sides come out and kick 9 and 10 goals. We saw it happen to Fitzroy last week, where they were dominant against Collingwood. They gave away their lead so easily, and it's not like the good old tough games that you saw many, many years ago. They give away the lead far too easily, but it's great football nevertheless by North Melbourne. Hand pass over the top, comes to Law. That was from McCann. Now here's a chance. A hand pass to Turner. Turner into the open goal, stabs it low, it bounces. Yes! A goal to the Geelong captain as he puts it through for his fourth. And he has played an excellent game. They've moved on to 12-5, 77 Geelong, to North Melbourne 17-6, 108.
Took Geelong 24 minutes of the third term to kick a goal. Their only score for the quarter, and North Melbourne have added 9 goals, 3 in this third quarter. So
that was a lovely hand pass across by Damien Drum to Turner.
It was a good piece of football. That's about the only time they've been past their half-forward line. So Geelong really struggling in the third term. Back to the centre bounce. Harris well tackled. The umpire calls play on. Harrington got the ball out, picked up and hurriedly booted by Law to the half-forward zone. There's a chance now for, was that Hocking or White? Get the ball moving. It was Hocking to Turner. Turner from half-forward coming in toward the full-forward zone. Ablett 50 metres out, went for a one-hander. A little bit too classy or something like that up top. Couldn't hold the mark, and the ball hits the turf for a boundary throw-in. Half-forward flank for Geelong, 50 metres out from goal. Picked up and kicked by Arseeri. He's had a good day. Finds his teammate and skipper in Wayne Schimmelbusch, who goes into the centre. German all by himself. He's got the paddock. He's got the entire VFL Park to himself. Gets a hand pass to Larkin. 40 metres out. Larkin goes goalward. North Melbourne goal again. All set up by little Arseeri after Larkin kicks his fourth goal. North Melbourne moved to 18 goals, 6, 114. Geelong 12 goals, 5, 77 on 7's big lead.
It's a 10-goal quarter to North Melbourne. A sensational performance to come out when they were playing very, very poor football, to come out and put on a performance like this. Larkin has been a very good player all day. Little Arseeri has tried his heart out too. But they had a lot of passengers in the first half. They overdid the handball. They went short. They went wide. They went backwards. They did everything wrong, and out they come and kick 10 magnificent goals. There's Couch, who's died out of the game in this quarter after being best man on the ground in the first half. Mossop, he goes in after it. He's got it. Hand pass to Scratcher Neal, who's been quiet. He comes away and gives it with a hand pass to Marty Christensen, who goes long. Ablett ducks back. He should get this. Yes! A clever mark to Gary Ablett. 15 metres out directly in front. Ablett with a chance to score his 5th goal of the game, and he was a great player in the first half for the Cats.
Well, he didn't have many chances this quarter because the ball, as I said, only came down to the half-forward. 2 kicks this quarter, but the ball only came only about the 3rd time it's been down here.
Certainly not his fault. If they can get it down to him, he can get it. He's had 4 opponents, by the way, for today.
Well, he's proven he can get it. It's 5th goal coming up. And it is the 5th goal for Gary Ablett. Kick there, as you see, on 7's big lead. Geelong 13-5-83, trailing North Melbourne 18 goals, 6, 114.
Well, they're not out of it yet. They're only 5 goals, 1 behind, and they've had a real onslaught. There he is, Gary Ablett. That's his 4th opponent there, David Ackley. He's had John Lauren, he's had Harrington, he's had Dwyer, and he's had Ackley on him today. And that's how well he was playing. He took a sensational mark. You'll see on World of Sport tomorrow in the Mark of the Day segment. A sensational mark, as we know he can take. It's certainly not his fault this quarter. He and Turner have had to go up the ground to try and pick up kicks, because both those players were great players in the first half.
As we approach the 28-minute mark now of the third term, Sevens Big League, the action at VFL Park. And I must say the ground's in remarkable condition for the rain we've had and the snow we've had during the week. There's another chance for Geelong to go forward, but Law got a little kick out of the pack up toward Matt Larkin. He's pushed in the back, I thought, and the umpire will play accordingly. So Matthew Larkin in the centre of VFL Park will take this kick, and a 15-metre penalty, which he doesn't wait for, because you can see Schimmelbusch by himself out there in a half-forward flank. Schimmelbusch plays on, taken by Dimitri, who got into trouble. His hand pass comes up toward German. He couldn't accept it. Taken by Cole. Cole kicks it down, and it's Law going forward, giving Glendenning a chance. Glendenning being held, as you can see there, by Yates. Tapped out by Phil Cracker. The hand pass comes out to Bruns, and Bruns takes the pressure off with a kick down to Turner.
Michael Turner, half-back flank. He's been shifted from the pocket. They couldn't get it down to him. He's been a great player today, Michael Turner, up there in the forward pocket. The Geelong captain, he's kicked 4 goals as he brings it down to centre wing, where it's a lovely mark taken by Darren Harris. Off he goes. He might be caught. Yes. Gets in the hand pass. Oh, gee, Rowan Robertson. Oh, taken away by Drum. Kick it, son. Kick it to Mossop in the open goal. No one there. Oh, he's dropped it, Mossop. He can run right in. Oh, he's gone the bounce. Now he taps it through. I thought he was going to mess it up, Jack. But it's a goal, nevertheless, to Geelong. Geelong there. Creep within distance, 14-5, 89 to North Melbourne, 18-6, 114, and boy, Johnny Mossop, did he panic there.
And I don't know where Stephen McCann was at the time, but Mossop was all by himself, the only man within 50 metres of the goal. He was the only man in that semicircle, and they got the ball to him, but that he had troubles getting it away. But he's kicked his second goal. There's McCann on screen. He wasn't in that position
I think
before.
McCann got out of position because he was trying to sneak up and get a kick. He got such a shock that it came down there in, Jack.
Can North go forward again, or will Geelong bring it through Hocking? No. German's hand pass comes out to Larkin. There's a chance for Larkin. He gives it to Fairley. Fairley's left foot shot at goal. It's not quite there, only one behind.
But they might boo him.
Yes, they may do that. It wouldn't be fair, would it? Ian Fairley, I thought he could have got a bit closer to the goal.
Could have got onto the right foot too.
I thought Larkin could have also, but anyhow, that they didn't do. 1-1-5, playing 89, North Melbourne leading. Bruns a chance for Geelong on the half-back line. His hand pass comes away. Burke caught in possession, comes back to Harris. Harris goes in toward Demetriou. He can't pick it up. Harris goes in again, socket off by Bruns. Down toward the centre of the ground. It's on the wing position, member side. Couch ducks ahead, got through the pack. His hand pass comes into the centre of the ground. Drum's hand pass back to Couch. Couch goes out wide. Ablett's got a bit of pace. He's using it now against Ackley. Ablett and Ackley. Ablett's had the ball, hooks it back toward Buse. Buse gets it back to Ablett. Ablett's little kick comes into the forward pocket. Another chance for Whitcomb. Whitcomb caught. Got a hand pass away, taken by Atkins. Atkins' little kick toward the boundary line. Ramsey and Buse doing battle. Buse taps it further afield, but it's now out of bounds, and we'll see a throw in. The time clock showing nearly 31 minutes have gone the third term on Sevens Big League. North Melbourne 1-1-5. They are leading Geelong, who are on 89 points.
Mossop, a hand pass. Oh, gee. A hurry kick comes up to McCann. He's taken the mark. That kick was from Buse. He gives the hand pass towards Ramsey. Ramsey, could have been a nudge out, but he takes the mark anyway fairly. They're all firing. Hickey's been a good player in this quarter. He kicks it to Phil Cracker. Let's watch him. Oh, puts the ball on the ground as coming away as Harrington to Demetriou. Glendenning leads, a little chip pass. Glendenning marks. Beautiful play, North Melbourne. Fantastic play from the back line. Good lead by Glendenning. Clever pass by Demetriou. Glendenning going for the fifth goal, his fifth goal of the quarter. From 40 metres out, he stabs at the ball. It's a high float of the goal. Umpire says it's a goal. Ross Glendenning. 5 goals and a brilliant display of full forward work. And North Melbourne have kicked 11 for the quarter.
Yes, a great quarter of football, as you've witnessed on Sevens Big League. 19 goals, 7, 121. Geelong 14, 5, 89. So North Melbourne have kicked 11 goals for the quarter, as Peter McKenna told you, and Geelong have added 3 goals for the term, which must be nearly due to end because we've been playing in excess of 32 minutes.
7 kicks, 6 marks, a couple of handballs, 2 or 3 handballs to Ross Glendinning this quarter, and 5 goals. That's not a bad quarter's work.
Well, he's still a good footballer then. At half-time we were doubting it. The ball come out to Harris. Harris hand pass not good. There's a chance now for Christensen. After receiving the hand pass, goes short and Turner takes the mark. So Turner 45 metres out from goal, and the siren sounds. The end of the third term. Turner can take the shot at goal after the siren. Now he will kick from round about somewhere between 45 and 50 metres. He can kick the distance, and Michael Turner is going for his 4th goal. It's his 5th goal he's going for, and the umpire said, "You've got it." So right on three-quarter time, Michael Turner kicks his 5th goal. The score's at three-quarter time on Sevens Big League. North Melbourne, 19 goals, 7, 121. Geelong, 15 goals, 5, 95. On Sevens Big League from VFL Park, we've just witnessed one of the greatest transformations of a game of football with North Melbourne. They kicked 11 goals, 4 in the third term to Geelong's 4 goals, and Glendinning changed from an ordinary player into what you'd only term a championship quality in the third term. North Melbourne are leading by 26 points as we go into the final term after kicking the 11 goals, 4 to Geelong's 4 goals.
Hickey, a very good player in the third quarter, punches the ball away. It comes wide to Scratch O'Neill, who's been very quiet today. Over to Mark Boss, who's also had a quiet day. Little Marcus Siri has tried very, very hard. Darren Morgan started off an interchange, came on the ground. So did Hoyles, who just kicked it then on the left foot. Back towards Harris, who's been throwing his weight around at those centre bounces. A hand pass comes back towards Couch towards half forward, where Mickey Turner takes the mark. Off he goes. Is this goal number 6? To Turner, he kicks long, shepherding ball. Was it touched? Yes, a desperate effort by Ackley. Ablett tried desperately to touch that one. Turner's been a great player for Geelong. He's kicked 5, so has Ablett kicked 5. He's been a top player, but in the third quarter, Jack, I think you'd agree they just couldn't get the ball to them.
No, North Melbourne wouldn't let him have it. Free kick to McCann, I think. The umpire saying just that, and McCann will take this free kick from the half-back line. He's had 3 kicks today, Stephen McCann. Goes up to Johnny Law. Oh, it's nearly a mark taken on that occasion by Dwyer. Got shovelled out and taken by Matthew Larkin. He comes in toward Fairley. Can't take the mark against Boss. It's on the turf. Pushed out toward Buse. Buse to Morgan. Morgan's left foot kick into the half forward zone for Geelong. Law takes the mark and plays on. Not a good hand pass by Ramsey to Robertson, but he made it good. The left foot kick up toward German, who should take the mark. Should got the free kick anyhow, but the umpire didn't play either. Schimmelbusch with the ball, loses it to German. He hooks it overhead. Little Arceri won't get. They run into the umpire instead. The ball bounces to Cracker. He wanted to give it to Arceri, but Arceri wasn't looking. He kicks up toward the full forward zone now, and it's through for one behind.
That was funny because Cracker, there he is, Phil Cracker, a very unselfish player. He went to give it, as Jack said. Arceri was running towards goal, and he could have had an easy goal, but he didn't elect to take the handball. He wasn't looking, as we see Darren Morgan on screen on the left foot, using a brand new football to start the quarter, and a lovely mark is taken by Damien Drum on half-back flank. Drum always tries hard, a real little goer for Geelong. A lot of the Geelong players went right out of the game in that third quarter. Couch in the first half was best man on the ground, was a lot quieter. Here's Larkin, who's been a good player all day. Off he goes, Matthew Larkin. He's kicked 4 goals. A hand pass further afield to Demetrio's been good all day. David Dwyer was quiet early. He's come into the game too. It's thumped away back to Cracker. Phil Cracker's got the ball. A long hand pass to Ian Fairley. Fairley straightens up, fires a goal. Beautiful football. There's another one to North Melbourne, kicked by Ian Fairley. He's kicked 3 goals for the game, and North move on to 20 goals 8. 128 to Geelong, 15 goals 6, 96.
Yes, a good goal by Fairley, and the difference between the North Melbourne side that played up to half-time, the difference that one you're seeing now or have seen in the third term, I just couldn't believe they were the same players. Kicked 11 goals in the quarter, only kicking 8 goals in the first half, and very indifferent display.
They had 86 handballs in the first half, nearly as many handballs as kicks, North Melbourne. As we see, Demetrio can't get his boot to that one. Through they come though, the ball is shoveled on to half forward. Larkin, a beautiful hand pass to Atkins. Atkins into the open goal. That could be another one. Yes, another goal to North Melbourne with brilliant team play. And they've kicked their 21st. Atkins is second. 21 goals, 8. 134 North Melbourne to Geelong 15-6, 96.
Well, I must also state in this term and having the previous terms, congratulations to the ground staff here at VFL Park 2 for the condition in which they presented the ground today after Melbourne's very, very bad week. Weather-wise, the ground's in great nick. It might look too good to you people there from interstate watching, but the weather we've had in Melbourne, it could have been a quagmire, but it's all congratulations to the ground staff. Burke's hand pass to Couch. He's caught by Larkin, can't get it away, and we'll see a bounce taking place still within the square. North Melbourne 134 points, Geelong 96 points. A very high scoring game. Big pack around the ball too as the umpire puts it down. Couch can't do much with it. Sock it off the ground. North Melbourne bringing it forward now. Chance for Morgan. Morgan's hand pass comes out to Boss. He lost it. Back to Morgan and travels. Atkins says, thank you very much. He hooks it back overhead to Fairley. The goals are open. He should hand pass into the square. No, he shouldn't have, as it turned out. He was too slow. And the ball's hit the behind post. It's out of bounds. Now, Fairley could have had the shot. Then I thought he should have hand passed.
Would have been an easy goal.
Would have been a fairly easy goal, but he tried to play unselfishly and resulted in a boundary throw-in.
Forward pocket, right in front of that North Melbourne goal. Glendinning against Mossop, down to the ground, grabbed by Ian Fairley out of the pack and out in the full, I think. No, said the umpire, might have been touched off the boot. And
Geelong player didn't agree with the umpire on that occasion. He was saying it was out on the full.
Yeah,
that was Andrew Abuse.
Well, I don't think it was touched, actually. I looked at the field umpire, so it was a bad decision by the boundary ump, but I don't think it'll make all that much difference at this stage of the game. There's Yates going in after it against Glendinning, and who's out in the bottom of the pack, Graham Atkins. But a sensational third quarter here. 11 goals kicked by North Melbourne. Ross Glendinning kicking 5 of them in that particular quarter. There's Buse, a hand pass, back to the boundary line and over the line it goes. So the difference at the moment is actually 6 goals, 2. So a big leeway, Jack, for Geelong to make up.
Yes, I don't think they're playing well enough, but who knows, after what North Melbourne did in the third term, I wouldn't try and anticipate. Another chance for Box. The left foot kick comes away from the back pocket up toward the centre of the ground. Comes to Larkin again. His hand pass, he can't get it away cleanly. Tapped down well on that occasion to Harris. Harris gets it to Dwyer, who looks into the forward pocket position. Can he find a teammate? He couldn't find Glendinning on that occasion. Mossop didn't let it run out. He carries the ball across the face of goal out toward Hoyles. Hoyles 50 metres out from North Melbourne's goal, trying to gain possession. Can't do so against Darceri as yet. The ball on the turf, and the umpire said a bounce will take place. It's 55 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. North Melbourne 134, Geelong 96. You're on Seven's Big League, and Marty Christensen about to put Geelong forward.
Turner, oh gee, nearly copped one there. Oh, John Law and Ablett went in hard against each other. It's grabbed there by Matthew Larkin. He's been a great player all day. Left foot towards half forward. Is it a mark? No, to Peter German. Grabbed by Scratcher Neal. He's got it onto the left foot. Kicks it wide. Murray Whitcomb after the ball, beaten for pace badly by Dwyer. That's the difference in age, I think, as we see Dwyer bring it towards the half-forward line, and Hocking sensibly heads for the boundary line with the knock-on, and over the line go with the ball went Steve Hocking. There he is, a tough little back pocket player. Centre wing, well, close around actually to the half-forward line for North Melbourne. Harris has been a very good player in the second half. Punches that 20 metres their way. Now it's a chance for Schimmelbusch against Neal. Neal leaves it to Hocking. Hocking looking for Boss. No, he doesn't. He elects to go back and have a kick straight up in the air towards Whitcomb. Whitcomb takes the mark. Hand passes to a man. Oh, luck's of fortune. Couch got it, but it was bad play actually by Geelong. He kicks it wide. Burke waiting for the ball. Turner's there now. In they go after. Oh, Turner waited for that. Nackley went in after it. Gave it to McCann. And McCann kicks wide and finds Demetrio.
Demetrio on the wing position out of side, getting a hand pass back to McCann, who came right down the ground. He lets go a long kick in toward the forward pocket. Phil Cracker! That was a great, well, it wasn't a mark as it turned out. I thought it was a mark to Cracker. The umpire didn't pay it. And now on the ground we see the players wrestle for possession. The umpire said a free kick will go the way of Terry Bright. I thought it was going to be a mark to Cracker for a while. It was good play by McCann to come right down the ground and get the ball moving toward the goals. So Geelong in trouble here at the VFL Park. 134 to their 96. The ball is with Hocking on the half-back zone. He hand passes in. And, oh, gee, White didn't know what to do with that. He lost position and socked it off the ground. He certainly made a mess of that.
Andrew Buse, centre of the ground, trying to crash his way through with the ball, but couldn't get through the centre with it. And the bounce will take place right in that centre square area. There's Andrew Buse on screen. Number 27, Bruns is there, number 19. The little men haven't done a lot today, Geelong, actually. There's Buse. They always try hard, of course. Over there to Christensen. No kick. Now it's little Buse. He can't get it. Hickey was a very good player in the third quarter. He's continuing on in the last. Up towards half forward. Grabbed by Glendinning on the left foot to Asiri. Asiri, a brilliant hand pass over the top. Oh, it doesn't bounce for German. Now he's in the back.
Free kick.
Come on, umpire.
Didn't pay it. Should have been a free kick.
He was grabbed in the back. Everything he copped, and the umpire didn't pay it. So it makes a big difference when you're 10 metres out.
Bruns now with the ball. More than 10 metres out. Goes into the wing position and finds big John Mossop. Mossop on the half-back flank position. The 10,091 people in attendance today have witnessed North Melbourne's transformation in the third quarter, and they're still here to see Geelong battle it out and see if they can take the game out. Harrington can't get it out, and we'll see a bounce taking place on Geelong's half-forward flank position. Yes, 10,091 people are witnessing this game between Geelong and North Melbourne at VFL Park, and you're seeing it all on Seven's Big League.
Bounce of the ball finds Mossop. Mossop hand pass to Rowan Robertson. Robertson on the left foot, back, Bright. A high one towards half forward. No mark to Geelong. In they go. Oh, gee, Johnny Law crashed his way through. Hickey doesn't know how to take a backward step as he gives a hand pass to Dwyer. Dwyer looking for Cracker and Glendinning. Comes to Larkin. He's been brilliant. Larkin towards half forward flank it goes. Bruns hooks it back. Glendinning punches the ball away to Morgan. Morgan to Yates. Yates screaming up the ground towards half forward. Ackley drops a sitter. Turner in after it, and the umpire crossing his arms says it's my ball, and this bounce will take place at centre half forward for Geelong.
We've been playing 11.5 minutes now of the final term on Seven's Big League at VFL Park. 21-8 North Melbourne, 134, 15-6 Geelong, 96 points. The ball in attack for Geelong, as you see, about 55 metres out from their goal. McCann got the tap down. Whitcomb was there but couldn't get into the play. Rowan Robertson can't do much with it. Once again, we'll see a bounce. Still about the same distance out from Geelong's goal, around about 55 metres. And the ball about to be put down again. Bounce goes to Ward Harris, thumped down by Burke. McCann a chance. Here comes Law. He loses possession of the ball. Got himself in a bit of bother today. Can't get a clean kick in. Turner picks it up. A bit of pace gets him out of trouble. Swinging back to his right foot. He sends the ball toward goal. McCann's there. Can't take the mark. Thumped to Turp. A chance for Ramsey. He can't do a lot with it. It goes to Whitcomb. Whitcomb gets it out. The hand pass comes out to Ablett. Ablett into the goal square. Runs away from Burke. And it hit the post. He couldn't get a boot to it, Pete.
Bad luck to Damien Burke. It was clever play by Ablett. He tried hard to give it across, but the ball ran away from Burke. It was just a little bit wide, the hand pass. There's Ramsey to Hickey. Geez, a goer, Hickey. Half-back flank. 19 kicks to Hickey. That's a terrific performance. In the back to young White there.
No, not played. Boundary throw-in. The umpire's going to play. I'd agreed with you, Peter. With the boundary throw-in taking place now. Mossop and Harris doing the ruck work for their respective teams. Came to kneel, he couldn't accept the German's kick goes straight up in the air. It's going to land there. Oh, it's taken by Glendinning. He gets the ball moving into the forward zone. Players fly high. It's going to hit the turf. A chance for Phil Cracker. Can he get to it? He gets a hand pass into Shiva to Arsiri. Sorry, it was Dwyer. Now Dwyer finds Arsiri, and Arsiri will take the shot for goal about 25 metres out. So little Mark Arsiri, the shot you see. The angle, the distance I've given you, it's around about 20 to 25, no more. And Arsiri will take the shot and try and kick his second goal. His third goal. 11 kicks and 18 hand passes, Mark Arsiri. It is still only 2 goals. He missed a fairly easy shot there, only one behind resulting. So 21 goals, 9. 135 the North Melbourne score, and Geelong 15 goals, 797. Arsiri on screen after missing a fairly easy shot. And North Melbourne at nearly the 14-minute mark, holding sway in this game at VFL
The
Park.
kick comes out to Bruns, Neville Bruns. Now, 15-metre penalty against Darren Harris. The short pass finds Morgan, centre of the ground. Darren Morgan, the long kick. It's the way to play it here. Up to Ablett, couldn't take the mark. And here comes Hickey again. Gee's been a fine player today, Steve Hickey. He brings it away. Beautiful pass. Finds David Dwyer. Hand pass to German. Oh, he slips over in the mud patch there. Grabbed by Morgan. Morgan a hand pass to Bright. Bright with a high one towards the centre of the ground. Now, which way will it bounce? It favours North Melbourne's Ackley. Clever play, Ackley, but caught with the ball. And the umpire said he had no hope. Good decision. And the bounce will take place almost towards the centre-half forward area for Geelong.
North Melbourne leading. Geelong. Ackley getting himself up off the ground. Looks as though he may have hurt himself. Oh, no, looks all right. At the half-back zone for North Melbourne. Geelong in attack, just off the edge of the centre square. Harris tried to get a backhanded tap down, picked up by Schimmelbusch. He's looking for a lead. He sees a lead too. It's on the half-forward flank where German takes the mark. He was waiting for someone to go past. Now he sees Demetriou. Demetriou, we're looking for someone up on the goal square. It's a long kick. It's a well-placed kick too, and it's a mark to Fairley. The umpire has paid it. Oh, Atkins got a hand pass to Bright. He's caught by Cracker. Atkins gets a hand pass in, and the shot's by Arseeri. And it's through for another North Melbourne goal. So North Melbourne that time used their hand passes to advantage. Arseeri kicks his third goal. North Melbourne 22 goals 9, 141. Geelong 15 goals 7, 97. You're on Seven's big lead.
Yes, and this has been a real whitewash in the second half. It's been a brilliant exhibition of football by North Melbourne. They'd only kicked 8 goals in the first half and were playing very, very poorly. Since that time, they've kicked 14 goals, including a brilliant 11 goals in that third quarter, where Glendinning kicked 5 of them. Back to the centre of bounce as we see Mossop against Harris. Mossop hooks it to the ground. Scratch O'Neill kicked it about 2 metres. Now it's Couch, who was best man on the ground in the first half. Couch on the left foot, goes to Burke, and he finds Damien Burke about 35 metres out from goal, directly in front.
Well, he'll certainly kick the distance. He can kick the proverbial country mile. Burke, not always the best looking kick, but he certainly gets a result with it and gets it a long way off the boot. Burke within 35 metres of goal. Would it be Geelong's 16th goal? Gee, it's got high. I think it's good, though. The umpire has a good look at it going over the top. And 16 goals 7 now, 103 the Geelong total. North Melbourne leading, though. North Melbourne 22 goals 9, 141 on Seven's big lead.
The umpires, boundary umpires, bring it back to the centre of the ground. But almost a disconsolate Burke there as he kicked that goal. They realise that the game has well and truly been won by North Melbourne at the 17-minute mark of this final quarter as it's back to the centre. And, well, John Devine will be very disappointed with their second half, but Kennedy, of course, would be rapt as we see Damien Drum trying to do too much. Gets in the hand pass to Paul Couch. Couch a hand pass over the top to Neil. Neil to Whitcomb. Whitcomb over the top as the hand pass comes to Marty Christensen. He's about 60 metres out as he fires a goal offline and through for one behind to Geelong. So the Cats move on to 16-8, trailing North Melbourne 22-9.
18 minutes, all but gone of the final turn. The kick by McCann, very high. Got a fair bit of length into it too, though. Marty Christensen spoils and puts the ball out of bounds in the forward pocket position for Geelong. It's right on the 50-metre line where the boundary throw will take place. 104 playing 1-4-1. 37 points between the teams. North Melbourne leading. Mossop's tap came to the back of the pack. Arseeri's there again. Done well, had a lot of possessions. Gets a kick this time, but no one home for North Melbourne, and the mark has been taken by Couch. He gets left-footed now into the forward pocket area. Kicks high. Can he find Ablett? He can't yet. Ablett comes on the scene, so does Turner. Turner's going to have a left foot shot at goal, I would think. The left foot's on. He swings it in toward goal, but he's off target, and it's hit the behind post. The umpire said out of bounds on the full. Michael Turner couldn't quite control the kick, and North Melbourne will take the resultant free kick in that last line of defence. McCann pops it in. German's there. Spoiled by Neil. Neil was doing the shepherding. Little Brun's got a hand pass over the top. Taken by Law. He kicks it up to the back flank for North Melbourne. Harris can't take it, taken by Drum. He's caught in possession, and the umpire said a bounce.
Yes, and the umpire saying he had no chance of getting rid of that Damien Drum. Whenever there's a pack, you'll find Damien Drum on the bottom of it. He really lacks a little bit of class, but he makes up for it with his great heart. As we see, he's still battling it out at the finish of this game. It's grabbed by David Dwyer, who had a nightmare start to this game, but has improved as the game has gone on. Hand pass comes straight to Schimmelbusch. Now they've got the loose man going again. Larkin to Robertson. Robertson a stab pass to Phil Cracker. Whenever this man gets it, he's danger. He'll chip across to Larkin, or no, he won't. He goes towards the pocket and finds Atkins. He had two men to give it to there. Atkins a chip. Oh, it's a bad kick by Atkins. Straight to Hoyles. Now to Bright. Now to Scratch O'Neill. Over to Couch, who's been a good player for Geelong. Further hand pass to Buse. Buse over the top to Marty Christensen, who's getting a lot of space there. Short pass towards Turner. Turner looking for the dummy hand pass to Marty Christensen. Beautiful play by the Geelong captain. Christensen fires at goal. Brilliant play from defence all the way up the ground and capped off with a lovely goal to Christensen. So Geelong not giving up without a fight. 17-8, 110 for North Melbourne, 22-9, 141.
Yeah, it just shows to go, doesn't it? Eh? As they say in the classics. But that little pass down there didn't come off for North Melbourne, then Geelong running out of defence, and Christensen did well, I thought, Peter, to keep going after that ball. Took the hand pass from Turner eventually and got the goal for Geelong. So North Melbourne still lead by 31 points. We've been playing in excess of 20 and a half minutes now in the final term. Harris on screen for North Melbourne, the young ruckman, opposing John Mossop. Centre bounce. Favours Mossop. He took it instead of knocking it down. Now kicks out toward the half-forward flank where Turner's giving chase. The ball's going to run nicely for him. Johnny Law got him, though, just as he's about to try and get rid of it. Good duel going on out there. Nearly a free kick to Law. Oh, the umpire hasn't paid it. Hand pass comes to Morgan. It comes back now to Neil. Neil gets a hand pass to Buse. Buse in trouble. Caught. Well caught, too. Picked up by Neil. Neil's little left foot kick coming wide, going across the half-forward line. Picked up by Couch, who has done well today. He moves the ball high. McCann sets himself. McCann can't take the mark. In there is Burke trying to get possession of it, and the umpire will bounce.
Couch has had 20 kicks, and he's had 16 handballs. So that's 36 possessions. It's not a bad day's work, Jack.
He's done very well. We saw him also play well against St Kilda a few weeks ago, Peter.
Asiri, he's been a good player. Left foot. Some of the players have only played a second half, of course. And we see Scratch O'Neill hooking it back towards the pocket. McCann is there. Oh, there's the big leap again. Gary Ablett lurched himself into the air and took a screamer again.
Well, he's a great player, a very spectacular mark, and also a very reliable kick at goal. See what he can do with this. Taken 10 marks, and he's had 4. This is his 14th kick coming up. Now, will it be his 6th goal? He has 5 to his credit. He's only 35 metres out. The umpire's indicated it's a goal to Ablett. So, a great performance by Gary Ablett up in the forward zone for Geelong. That's his 6th goal. And Ablett, the sign says, that's right, Jeffrey Ablett.
Well, he's kicked Gary Ablett.
Gary Ablett,
He's kicked 6 goals straight. Jack, there he is on screen with David Ackerley, who was his 4th opponent for the day, which is a tribute to Ablett. But it wasn't his fault in that third quarter. He did not see the ball for 30 minutes of that quarter. I suppose in that quarter he saw it once down on the forward line. So it's been a great effort by Gary Ablett coming back after a couple of weeks' spell. There we see Marty Christensen is kicked away by Tim Harrington. Peter German to Demetrio. Oh, look at that teamwork. Over there to Mark Asiri. Asiri, the long, low kick. Cracker. Phil Cracker. Clever play. Gets in the hand pass. Terry Bright's tried very hard down there in defence on Phil Cracker. And players pounce on top of the ball on that half-forward line for North Melbourne. John Hoyles hands the ball over to the umpire. Umpire Saville. 23 and a half minutes gone in this final quarter. Hughes tried hard today without being brilliant. towards Harris. Harris in the third quarter really lurched himself into that centre bounces, threw his weight round. There's Glendinning. No, Harrington, I should say it was. Atkins over to Demetrio. Demetrio on the left foot, looking down there for Marcus Siri. Gee, he's been a great player in the second half.
A lot of possessions, Siri. 34 possessions for the day, Siri. He's 50 metres out from goal. I don't think he'll kick this. He'll be hopeful for Glendinning, I think. Well, now can Glendinning get into position? No, he can't. Schimmelbusch nearly took the mark. Fairley is in there. And we'll see the ball with the umpire. A bounce will take place about 20 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. 22 goals 9 to 18 goals 8. It's the story on the scoreboard here at VFL Park. 141 playing 116. And North Melbourne a chance from 20 metres out to kick a goal. Hocking's hand pass. Can't do much with it there. And the ball run through for one behind to North Melbourne. So the ball will be kicked in from the full back position by Hoyles. Which way will he go? He's going very short to Neal. Robert Neal taking the mark and looking for a chance to play on. Fairley stops that. Now Neal will get a 15-metre penalty for which he was playing. Neal. Where's he going to go? He's going to wait for Peter White to get into position for a hand pass, I think. No, he's foxed around that. Got a hand pass working, taken by Yates. Yates getting a kick into the half-forward zone. Ablett can't take that one. Nearly a free kick to Robertson as he tried to get himself through the pack. Harrington's hand pass came out of the pack up toward Morgan. Nearly a free kick to Demetriou, but the umpire said a bounce will take place in the centre square. 25 and a half minutes have now gone the final term at VFL Park. You're on Sevens Big League. North Melbourne 142, leading Geelong 116.
Centre of the ground. Bruns hooks it back towards half forward. Punched on by Drum. Ablett, a high one towards full forward. Turner is there again. Good strong play by Law. That was great play by Law. Over to McCann. McCann takes it to the line. And in fact the ball goes over that white line. Geelong 18-8. Good kicking to North Melbourne 22-10. First half was a dismal exhibition of football. But the second half of North Melbourne's brilliant third quarter was really worth coming a long way to see. Hurry kick. Two North Melbourne players spoil each other. It comes into the hands of Harrington. Now it's Atkins. Hughes to Ablett. Ablett with a pot shot at the goals. It's not a bad attempt. But he's just offline and through for 1 point. So that's his first point of the game. He's kicked 6 goals, 1, Gary Ablett. 22-10 North Melbourne. Geelong 18-9.
In the full back position, North Melbourne will come away through Ackley. Ackley looking for someone to give it 2 up on the wing position. Mossop doing some heavy work for Geelong. Can't gain position though. Bright came on the scene, taps the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw in taking place as Mossop and Hickey clashing down there on the wing position. Hickey wouldn't give in quickly, I'll tell you that much. Boundary throw in taking place. Centre wing on the members' side of VFL Park. Mossop in front, got it down to Bruns. The kick from Bruns going very close to the boundary line. It lands just inside. In fact, Hughes picks it up nicely. Hughes has run more than his distance, has a shot toward goal. The umpire didn't penalise him. He's put it through for a goal. A nice piece of work by Andrew Hughes. I thought he'd run too far, but the umpire didn't agree with me. North Melbourne 22 goals 10, 142. Geelong 19 goals 9, 123 on Sevens Big League.
Well, he ran a lot further than Mickey Conlon did last week against Collingwood, and Conlon had that ball taken off him just before half-time. He kicked a brilliant goal, and that was a very similar type of thing, and I think umpires have got to give the players a little bit of leeway like that. You can't actually go and measure it, so you've got to use your discretion. If they run a pace or two over the required distance, well, what's it matter? As we see, John Mossop throws the ball away to Robertson. Harris, the ex-South Australian. It's knocked on to Larkin, who shepherds beautifully for Demetrio. Demetrio a short pass to Siri, who's been a good player today, Marcus Siri. He kicks towards half forward. Over the back of the pack is Yates. Oh, that's a dangerous hand pass. It comes to Mossop, but there's the siren. A brilliant second half by North Melbourne, and they come out winners in this game. 22 goals 10, 142 to Geelong 19-9, 123.
go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at Myer. Real footy Guernseys, real footy shorts, and real supporters wool jumpers in all club colours and badges. Go for the VFL mark at Myer.